What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with an Arsenal watch-along. Finally, people, the Arsenal are back, and I know it's not Premier League action yet, but they are back in mid-season action today against Lyon. And listen, for all the World Cup excitement and blah, 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 I am personally delighted that Arsenal are back and happy that they're playing. The only negative, of course, is the Gabriel Jesus injury, but we're back, people, and it's going to be a difficult game today. The reason for my slight delay there was I thought Arsenal were trying to bump me because it was saying I don't have access to the game via the website, even though I think they've already charged me for it, but it's working now. So we're live, people. Big up to each and every one of you. I have to admit, as Ben says, the lineup, it's not going to be the easiest of lineups to watch. And the bench is obviously a load of youngsters. But for a lot of people in certain countries, I'm not sure, certain countries are not showing the game via the website. But there are streams, so if anybody's got a stream, obviously feel free to throw it in the comments and share it with the community. I know the game, for some reason, is not being streamed on the website in certain parts of the world, which I have no idea why. You would think it would be worldwide, but it is what it is. So people, share your streams with the community. Big up the gang. Am I bugging, or did the time of this stream change? No, it was the same the whole time, people. It was the same. Big up the C unit. Big up, big up, big up, people. Yeah, anyone with a link, share it in there, people. Share it in the comments and get everyone to watch. Let's go through the team. Big up Latte. See you net. Big up your damn self, people. We are back watching Arsenal, but yeah, it's not the full Arsenal. Just I had a little bit of a cold, but we're all right, honey and lemon. We're getting there, you know what I mean? Lateness is greatness and all of that. Yeah, they are charging, I think, if you're not a season ticket holder. I think you have to pay like £5 or something for it, which I always think is ridiculous. They should be showing this game for free, let's be honest. Let's go through the teams quickly anyway. The Arsenal team, Hine in goal, who is the third choice goalkeeper for Arsenal. Matt Turner is in Dubai. He's flown over from the World Cup, but he's not available as of yet. So unfortunately, no Matt Turner. Matt Turner, of course, has had a good World Cup, to be fair, but he's not involved yet. Cedric at right back. Holding at centre back with Gabriel. Kieran Tierney at left back. Mohamed El Neni and Sambi Lokonga in midfield. Odegaard in the 10 role. Vieira on the right, they listed it. Nelson on the left. Eddie and Nketiah through the middle. And, if I saw that team in the Premier League, I'd probably be having a meltdown. But this is about the best that we've got available at the moment. Thomas Partey, I believe, has flown over. Granit Xhaka has flown over. And also Matt Turner has flown over as well. But they're not going to be involved straight away. Tomiyasu also is over there. And he won't feature. Obviously, they're going to take a few days off before they get involved in the action. Zinchenko is not available for whatever reason. He has been training with the squad, but isn't in the matchday squad for today. And also, who's the other one? Emil Smith-Rowe. Emil Smith-Rowe is not in the squad either, despite the fact he has trained for the past few days. So, yeah, as Swole said, all eyes on Eddie. A lot of expectation on him now. So he's going to have to perform in some way. Alco D said, the game is free here. Can't understand you guys are paying for a mid-season friendly. It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. But, Arsenal, a lot of it's about money. Curtis explaining C Unit to James on AFTV was like hearing someone explaining who Dr. Dre is to your granddad. He was like, why does it say C Unit? I said, 50, they used to say G Unit. G. He said, nah. I said, maybe I'm getting old, people. But big up James each and every time. Give him a little hip-hop session. Let's go through their team. I sent you an email with a link to the game. You know what, bro? I've got the game. I appreciate the email. Feel free to put it in the comments. Some people can't watch the game. So if anybody has a link of how you can watch the game, then feel free to share it in there. so that people can have a watch. Let's go through the Lyon team. A couple of familiar faces in this team, of course. Lopez in goal. Back four, Henrique, Lecube, Diomande and Gusto. Cacaret, Hussam Aouar, who we've been linked with time and time and time again. He's out of contract this summer. Maybe we finally get him on a free. Tolisso, very highly rated midfielder, was part of the French World Cup winning team. Suffered a lot of injuries at Bayern Munich. He's been linked with Arsenal in the past as well. Favre, Moussa Dembele, and of course, former Arsenal player and captain Alexander Lacazette. And do you know what? I've got to be honest with Lacazette. I was critical of him towards the end of his time at Arsenal, just in the lack of goal threat, the positions that he took up on the pitch. But I have to admit, he is a player that I always look at as a gooner, you know. I feel like he really embraced what we were as a football club. I never questioned his commitment to the club. I felt we meant a lot to him. I saw a video as he was entering the stadium. He's got this real bad problem with his voice at the moment. If anyone's heard him do an interview, it's like he can barely whisper at the moment. But yeah, Lacazette, do you know what, Lacazette, we're so short up front right now, we'd probably take him back. And Craig, like you said, he'll probably score against us. You know how these things go at times. He'll probably score and look like a £50 million striker today. So, yeah, big up Lacazette. But for sure, if I'm being honest, that Lyon team is stronger, probably. I'd say that's stronger than the Arsenal team, if I'm being totally honest. I mean, I don't know if that's their full back four, but I know Cacaret, Aouar, Tolisso. It's a strong team. It is a strong team. He's got a polyp. He needs it removed ASAP. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but his voice sounds like he's gone. No, man, not Lacazette. Hey, we're desperate. We're desperate. Some say Eddie can reach the heights of the Burj Khalifa. Behind closed doors friendlies R9. Maybe we just need to stop showing our games on TV and Eddie will get like 20 goals this season. But it is what it is. Rashawn said, crazy past few days, this cold got me stressed. It's going everywhere. I don't know what's going off. The weather's gone mad. It's freezing in the UK and other countries. But yeah, man, everyone take care out there. Lacazette should be called up to the French squad. Benzema got injured. Lacazette scored 8 goals this season. It was interesting that Deschamps never called up a replacement for Benzema. I think a lot of people thought Ben Yedder was going to be the replacement. Ash said, big up Curtis, where is Zinni? We heard anything? I mean, he's been pictured in training, but not involved, so I don't understand. Even here in the US, schools are closed due to the flu. Big up, Jake. Hope you're well. Appreciate you letting me know. It's definitely crazy what's going off with this weather. Hendon Guna said the match is being shown on Dubai Sports TV on the Dubai One TV. There you go, people. Have a look if you're struggling to get it. Brandon said, big up Big C. Lyon putting out a strong team. Time to shine for Lokonga. This is a very big game for a number of players. I feel it has to be the start of their either turnaround or the start of them moving in the right direction. Fabio Vieira. I'm going to keep it 100. Fabio Vieira, for me, has not been totally convincing for me this season. I know we can give him the bly and say he hasn't played with the Arsenal first team that much this season. And I do give him that bly rather than, you know, when he's simply playing than when he was simply playing, you know, with the Europa League team. So, but for me, he needs to start his Arsenal career now. You've had a few months to settle. Now he needs to start. Sambi Lokonga, I've been very critical of him. I don't think he's answered the questions that have been asked of him. He needs to start performing. This is a friendly. You're playing against a very good midfield today. Make no mistake about it. These are international players, very good players in that Lyon midfield. He needs to perform for me. Kieran Tierney, you know, somebody that I think a year ago, people were talking about possibly taking over from Aubameyang as Arsenal captain. You would have never thought he would have ended up being a squad player. But listen, no matter how good you think he is, there's question marks over him at the moment. You know, even when Zinchenko was injured, he didn't get in the team. He was dropped for Tomiyasu at left back. So question marks of him. Eddie and Nketiah, we all know with Eddie right now, I've made my feelings perfectly clear. I think a lot of you agree. But until we sign somebody or until Gabriel Jesus is back, Eddie Nketiah needs to perform. He needs to score goals. He needs to be a nuisance, and he needs to prove that maybe he is worth that contract. I don't see it, but we've got no choice but to support him. That doesn't mean that we should accept it, though. You know, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't put pressure on this football club that we've lost our best striker for 3 months, and your job is to go and replace him. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. That is. Curtis, you sound a little under the weather. Got some white. Hey, listen, it's one of them. We're good, man. We're good. Just, a little cold and all that. Eddie is a nuisance for Arsenal. Well, let's hope he doesn't turn into a nuisance for us. Let's have a look at the bench. I'm not going to be critical of the bench because a lot of these players are youngsters, and I'm never going to criticise young players that haven't had an opportunity yet. Of course, not their fault, and let's hope they can become top players. We're not going to know too many of these unless you watch a lot of under-21s and under-23 football. Hilson, Ferran, Walters, Souza, Smith, Serjan, Lewis Skelly, Cozier Dubry, Waneri, Marquinhos, Sago Jr. and Butler, Oyedeji. Obviously, Waneri, the 15-year-old, I think he's nearly 16 now. He's on the bench. Marquinhos and the rest are youth team players. So if we're not winning this game at half-time, we're not winning this game. Let's put it that way, because no disrespect, if you bring 7, 8, 9 of these on, it ain't going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Let's keep it 100. I think where Lyon have got the advantage over us, a lot of our squad is at the World Cup or has come back from the World Cup. Lyon don't have as many players at the World Cup, so they're not far off full strength. Yeah, we'll be doing World Cup watch-alongs tomorrow, people, 100%. So make sure you lock in for that. Still no Smith Rowe. No Zinchenko. Apparently Zinchenko has only done the gym sessions, hasn't taken part in full sessions outside. So there's obviously an injury problem. Your Arsenal background last year looked better. It was more aesthetic than this one. Perhaps do a poll. Yeah, okay, we'll do a poll. A few people have said it, so we'll do a poll before we get back to the Premier League. I'll get a poll up on the community page and let me know if you prefer, obviously, this watch-along screen or the one last year. And we can easily go back to it. You know, I'm a man of the community, people. We do what's necessary. Lacazette versus lack of team. I mean, let me show you the Lyon bench. Like I said, they don't have many players at the World Cup. Rio, Bonavi, Da Silva, Kumbedi, Lazeri, Sarr, Le Pennant, Mendes, Jeff Rene Adelaide, former Arsenal player as well, Barcola, Shirky and Tete. So, I mean, listen, their starting 11 is far better. There's Lacquer, of course, probably licking his lips having seen our starting lineup. But there's some good players here. There's some good players. Make no mistake about that. Their midfield is very, very strong. People saying last year's background was elite. I think you should go back. It was old school. Hey, listen, I'm going to get a poll up. Definitely going to get a poll up then. A few of you saying you prefer last year. So, yeah, man. Big C streaming Arsenal Dubai game. Ledge, kudos. Yeah, come on. We always do the Arsenal games. No worries about that. At this point, would you take Lacazette back? I wouldn't, Chris. Even though we are desperate. And listen, he's probably better than Eddie, if we're being honest, but we need to move forward. We can't move backwards. This football club need to do their job, and to do their job, they're going to have to sign a player. Who will that player be? Only time will tell, but they're going to have to go into the market, in my opinion. Obviously, we now know that Gabriel Jesus is going to be out for 2 to 3 months. The reports say 3. Granit Xhaka said he spoke to him. It could be 2. It depends how quickly his rehab goes. But either way, he's going to miss Tottenham away. He's going to miss Man United at home. He's going to miss Newcastle at home. He's going to miss a number of big games where we're just not sure if Eddie and Nketiah is going to be enough, if we're being completely honest. Now, the interesting thing that we read yesterday, just until the game does start in 11 minutes for anybody who's wondering what time kickoff is. There was this report yesterday that Arsenal are looking at João Felix and Jonathan David. Now, I've watched the World Cup closely, and Jonathan David has not impressed me at all in this World Cup. He's not impressed me at all, and personally, I don't want him. I don't want him. João Felix, yeah, great. Would be great to sign João Felix. It's going to cost you £100 million. It's not going to happen in January. It's just not realistic for Arsenal to get a player like that in a January transfer window. So those two guys that we're being linked with, people saying Atletico would do a loan if there was an obligation to buy him, possibly, rather than an option to buy him. But would Arsenal commit £100 million to João Felix? Me personally, I don't think he's worth that kind of money. I like him as a player, but I just don't think he's worth it. And Jonathan David, for me, has been massively underwhelming in this World Cup. He doesn't look that great, and that, for me, would be a disappointing signing. I've got to be honest, I think there's far better options than Jonathan David. I don't think João Felix will happen, even if we wanted it to happen. So Real are paying $72 million for Hendrick, 16-year-old. Yeah, listen, they can do it. They can do it, you know. Arsenal can't afford to spend that money and get it wrong. Ronaldo, 6-month contract. I throw it in the comments a number of times. I don't think the community are happy with the Ronaldo shout. David is hot doo-doo. Surgeon is a baller, and Lewis, Big C flex, bring him in. But for January, Zaha, and we're cooking. Listen, Zaha, Depay, for me, no-brainers. Dexter said, we need to get people in the door. We should sign Depay and Zaha, or you take Depay and a midfielder because Jesus is out. Just get a Big C. Memphis for $5 million. Do it. The transfer prices are ridiculous, paying for potential. And this is what I'm saying. This is what I keep saying. When you look at a lot of these deals, you could probably get Zaha for $20 million. You could get Depay for $5 million. In a market where Real Madrid are paying $70 million for a 16-year-old, getting Memphis Depay for £5 million represents incredible transfer business for me. Mudryk is one of them. Listen, if we sign him, I'll be shameless and act like I'm really excited because he looks exciting on YouTube. I honestly haven't seen enough of the guy. You know, I called him a car park Neymar, but I can't commit to that and say that I know enough about him to be excited about that deal. Chris said, I believe you will be fine. Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, Smith Rowe can score goals. Last season, you almost made top four with Eddie because the wingers were scoring. The key word in everything you've said there, Chris, is almost. Nobody cares about almost. That's the problem. You almost got top four last season. All them players you've just named there, we had all of them players last season, and we almost got top four. And at the end of the day, we were dreaming. We was all dreaming. I was dreaming. I was thinking we could challenge for the title, never mind top four. So for us to just end up fourth from this position would be a little bit underwhelming for me. I wanted Arsenal to push Man City all the way. You ain't pushing Man City nowhere with Eddie up front and no other striker. So Kanjali said, Depay, go and get him. Oh, you said Felix. My bad. I read it wrong as well. Ivan Toney is the man, and now he's proved himself. Ivan Toney's going to get banned. So Ivan Toney's no good to anybody right now, unless he gets away with the ban somehow. Roy Keane to Jamie Carragher, you just said you almost won a title, you didn't win it. Or that word almost, it makes all the difference, you know. It means you didn't win it. So getting almost top four doesn't mean a lot. Players are coming out onto the pitch. Arsenal playing in this kit, actually, so I chose the right one. They're playing in the black shirt. Depay and Mudryk, said Afro Gunner. Ash said, Curtis, put it this way, Xavi Simons did more for me in the 20-minute cameo appearance than Jonathan David. Barca president said he won't be selling Depay in January. They need him. He said we will see in June. Well, there you go. If that's what's been said, then that one's off the table as well. I keep telling people, right? There's going to be a point in January where the 60-odd% of you who were saying no to Ronaldo, you're going to start looking at it as not such a bad idea. because desperation is going to kick in. This is Arsenal. When have you ever seen a situation at Arsenal where Arsenal have had a big problem and they've just dealt with it properly and quickly? They don't do it. Last season, we needed a striker. Did they fix it? They didn't fix it. We needed a midfielder. They didn't fix it. I'm telling you, I know there's a lot of you out there that don't want Ronaldo, and I understand why. And on paper, it doesn't really make sense. But will they go and get Wilfried Zaha? I don't think so. We should have been signing him for about 4 years. They won't sign him. If Barca are saying Depay's going nowhere, then he ain't going nowhere. I mean, Jonathan David, if that's who we're trying to get, Jonathan David, I'm sorry. That, for me, is not the right answer. If we get him, I will, I'll shamelessly pretend it's a good signing as well, but we'll see. Hopefully they pull someone out the bag, maybe somebody that we're not even talking about that will surprise us. You know how January's going to go. We'll be talking about João Felix, Wilfried Zaha, Mudryk, all of these guys. We'll probably end up signing none of them. But we'll see. I'd rather sign Craig David. Monday, took her for a drink. You know what I mean? Craig David better than Jonathan David. But we'll see. Players are out on the pitch lined up. Lyon in the home kit. And Arsenal playing in the black shirt. So let's see how this game goes. Douglas said we are a year older, have the experience from last year, different mentality from our guys. I hope so. We'll see. Gunnar Dan said if we could spend 65 million, 40 on Mudryk, 20 on Zaha, 5 on Depay, then we are elite. Exactly. But like Ash saying there, apparently Barcelona shutting the door on Memphis Depay leaving. Moise Keane, as Juventus are in financial trouble. He's not bad. He's not a great goal scorer, but the stadium is empty. Do you know what? I've just seen that. That's crazy. I actually thought that a lot of Arsenal fans would travel over for this. With the fact, the weather's freezing at the moment and there's good weather over there and it's close to the World Cup. The stadium, honestly, not even half full by the looks of it. And I think the stadium only holds about 17,000, 18,000. So, it's pretty much behind closed doors. Dybala signed, I think, a 3-year contract, so he ain't going nowhere. Chris said, Kurt, it's not all players who perform in the World Cup do well in club level. James Rodriguez, as an example. Jonathan David should not be judged by one World Cup. He is balling for Lille. I just haven't seen anything from him that has convinced me he is the answer. But I suppose the issue we've got, and where I shouldn't write him off completely, is that effectively we're looking for a backup striker that can maybe challenge Gabriel Jesus. So are you going to get an elite striker to come to Arsenal to actually sit on the bench once Jesus comes back? I mean, looking at Jonathan David now, 9 goals in 15 games and 3 assists this season. And 3 in the Champions League. So 12 goals. So he's not having a bad season. So we'll have to see. Big up Lay Down the Law, who's become a member. Big up everyone who tuned in for the member stream yesterday. We're going to do another one in 2 weeks, just before Christmas. Obviously, just as we get ready and the World Cup's finished and stuff like that. A lot different from Orlando. Orlando was ram-packed. All the seats were full. Great atmosphere. Al-Khawdi said, I was going to fly from Saudi to Dubai. The flights were crazy expensive, 10 times higher. Why are the flights so expensive at the moment? I don't understand why. I thought it'd be quiet. Flights to Dubai are mad expensive. We are about to kick off, people. So that's a brilliant season. Give CR7 the number 14. Why not? Why not, people? Hope everyone is well. Listen, we are about to kick off. Big up to everyone tuned in. And anyone who's got a stream and wants to share it to people, throw it in there. You can see the Arsenal lineup on the screen. It's not an amazing one. And we are underway, people. We are underway. And don't forget, this game goes to penalties no matter the result. Just because of the competition, what it is. They're doing penalties for an extra point or something. Obviously, Liverpool are in this competition as well. We don't play against Liverpool. Which is probably quite good because half of Liverpool's team has travelled. So it'll be a very, very difficult game if we were playing Liverpool. Where can we see this Sunday league game? It's on the Arsenal website. But I think in certain countries, they're not showing it. Why didn't I get a member stream notification? Should have got one, bro. Hopefully. I did put it out there. A few people came on. We'll do another one. Listen, I told a lot of people I'm being done dirty with these YouTube notifications. I don't know why. Weird format for this cup. It's listen, it's glorified pre-season, isn't it? So I have to admit, I'm surprised that Arsenal are playing 3 games that are so difficult. That could really potentially damage our confidence, considering half of our team is not here. Lyon with most of their team there. Then we play against AC Milan. More than half of their team is there. And then we play against Juventus. So it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very, very difficult. And I just hope it doesn't damage our confidence too much. Arsenal on the ball. Looks like we're playing 4 at the back. Rob Holding, Dembele and Lacazette up front for Lyon. Although Lacazette looks like he's playing maybe more in the number 10 role rather than up front. Is there no commentary? Oh, no, there is on the website. But the commentary on the website is usually quite dull, to be honest. People are sharing links in the chat for anybody that can't watch the game. So have a look in the comments. Try and get yourself involved. Make sure you like the video if you haven't already. Can we get 1,000 likes on the video? Big up everyone tuned in on YouTube and on Twitch. As I said, this game goes to penalties no matter what the score. If you win the game, you get 3 points. If the game is a draw, both teams get 2 points. And there is a penalty shootout. The winners of the penalty shootout get an extra point for winning the shootout. So I don't really understand the rules, but it's some mid-season competition anyway. And obviously Liverpool play against AC Milan at the weekend. Long ball up to Dembele. Good tackle there is Mohamed El Neni for Arsenal. Marauding down the right-hand side. Finds Fabio Vieira, loses out, and Lyon regain possession. Fabio Vieira playing on the right here, which can play there, but not for me his best position. 1K people came for a glorified friendly stream. I appreciate the support as always, people. Listen, it is good to have Arsenal back. Am I excited by that team lineup? No, but I understand the circumstances, and we'll make of it what we can, you know. We could win silverware this season. Yeah, the Dubai Super Cup, people. Not the European Super Cup, but the Dubai Super Cup. Man United lost to Cadiz, was it? Yesterday, I think Wan-Bissaka was getting ripped apart. Saw him trending. I knew that wasn't going to be good. Listen, whilst most of your team is missing, I'm going to be honest. I won't get too caught up in this scoreline today. I don't want us to lose because it doesn't do anything good for confidence. But I'm not going to get too caught up on the result. If you look at our team, we've got no Saliba. We got no Ramsdale, no Ben White, no Zinchenko, no Xhaka, no Partey, no Jesus, no Martinelli, no Saka. Our whole team that we would start in the Premier League is basically not playing. So I'm not going to get too caught up in the scoreline. What I want to see is positive performances from the fringe players, because we're now seeing that we're going to have to rely on Eddie and Nketiah. We may have to rely on Rob Holding at some stage, Cedric. These guys are going to come into the team in the Premier League. So I'm looking at performances more than anything. No therapy if we get beat. Unless we lose like 5-0 and Lacazette scores a hat-trick. Yeah, then we'll need Arsenal therapy. Chris said exactly, a player performs at a world doesn't fully define how elite they are. Club matters the most, in my opinion. It does. But do you know what it is, Chris? Sometimes you look at a player, and I always think you can just tell a player very quickly. The way they control the ball, the way they move on the ball. I just think, I've watched that Jonathan David. He just doesn't look that great to me. Listen, I could be completely wrong. Maybe there's a player there. Kieran Tierney with a long throw. It's interesting how all of a sudden Arsenal have got players who can do Rory Delap throw-ins. Thomas Partey was doing it just before we broke for the World Cup. Now Kieran Tierney's doing it. Header back there by Cedric under pressure. Finds Carl Hein, of course, is the Estonian #1 goalkeeper who had that stinker for us against Brighton. But he is a young player. And listen, he's got time to turn things around. Lyon will beat us. They're full strength as well. I hope not. Hopefully we can do something. Trust me, you can just tell a player straight away from the way he controls the ball, from the way he moves. I just think very quickly you can see who a player is on the ball. But hey, it is what it is, people. Arsenal getting lots of possession early on. Ball down the sides there. Is he onside? I'm not sure. Is there any VAR? Probably not. Here's a chance for Arsenal. Shot! Hit the post! Arsenal hit the post there. Shot at the near post. I think that was Reece Nelson. Goes out for a corner. Looked offside there, Eddie Nketiah, but there's no VAR. No, I think he's offside there. But we've hit the post. Good start to the game. Reece Nelson, left-footed shot. It's a good strike as well, you know. Touches it out of his feet. He's about 9 yards out. Beats the goalkeeper at the near post. Cracks off the post. Goes out for a corner. Arsenal, good start to the game. 6 minutes gone. Everyone looks very relaxed. All smiles in the penalty area. Reece Nelson hits the post. It'll be a corner to Arsenal. Ball whipped in. Overhit and goes out for a throw-in. Wasim said, Big C, the contrast between Xhaka and Tomiyasu's comments surprised me. Granite head down, Prem focus. Tomiyasu needing time to digest Japan's World Cup exit. Thoughts? I did see those comments. Granit Xhaka seemed very upbeat. Like, all right, Switzerland are out. We move. Let's get a flight and get to Dubai. Tomiyasu was obviously distraught with the defeat. What I would say, I think with Tomiyasu, Japan felt like for a lot of that game that they were going to beat Croatia. And to lose on penalties is pretty heartbreaking where, you know, Switzerland got battered. So I feel like Xhaka was just like, you know what, we've been thumped. Let me get on a plane and get out of it. Where I think Tomiyasu was much more hurt by the result, you know. So it's a shame. It's a shame. But both of them are in Dubai. And, you know, they're going to have to focus on Arsenal and get over it, to be honest. So let's see. Dylan, thank you for the super chat. Eddie hat-trick would really calm my concerns. Listen, I'll be happy if he scores one. You know, I would love a hat-trick, but I'll be happy with one. Smokey said, what happened to these FIFA streams you're saying you were going to do? Gabriel just got a new face on the latest update. They got his hairline and all. We'll get there. Don't worry. I'll see you when you get there. If you ever get there. We'll get the FIFA ones out. Don't worry. Great challenge there by Gabriel, by the way. Here's Fabio Vieira. Right-hand side. Arsenal have started well. Cuts inside Vieira. Oh, unlucky there. Tried to play a great little reverse pass into Sambi. It was just cut out there and goes through to the goalkeeper. I like them little intelligent passes from Fabio Vieira. Gives me B-Tech Bernardo Silva vibes, you know. So we want to see more of that. Man singing Promise. Listen, you know, we're going to add some flavour to it, you know. I don't like the chicken plain, you know. We need some seasoning on there. I saw Griezmann once at Sociedad playing. I knew he'd be a great player. You can just tell. Here's a chance for Lyon. First little break for them. Edge of the penalty area. Shot blocked by Rob Holding. And it goes out for a corner for Vare. Is it there with the shot left-footed? And it is blocked. Hi, Big C. Would you sign Marcus? Not Rashford, but Marcus Thuram is out of contract. Plays left wing and striker, and he's a powerhouse. Big up from South Africa, and he's also out of contract in the summer. Again, hasn't impressed me that much in the World Cup, but beggars can't be choosers. And right now, we need another striker. I think we could get better options than him, but if we signed him, I would try and, you know, I would look at the positives in it. You know, he'd be cheap, and he's got goals in him. Yeah, man, big tune, man, big tune. I don't know who sung that song, by the way, but it's a big tune, man. Yeah, Tommy's in Dubai. Tomiyasu, Matt Turner, Granit Xhaka, Thomas Partey, they were all in Dubai. But obviously they've been given a few days off. They'll probably play against AC Milan next week. Zinchenko and Smith Rowe are not match fit at the moment, but they're both out there training. Oh, is it Coolio as well? Rest in peace, man. Corner to Lyon, whipped in, headed away at the near post by Eddie Nketiah. Comes back out. Stood up to the back post. Here's Dembele, and Arsenal managed to clear it. And they chip it down the line. Big up Kevin, who said locked in from Antigua. Big up yourself, bro. Big up. Hope you got better weather than we've got here. It's freezing right here. Is Bellingham to Liverpool true? Seems to be gathering momentum. From what I'm reading, there seems to be some sort of agreement between Liverpool and Borussia Dortmund. And it basically what it seems like is if Liverpool match what Dortmund want, Bellingham will go to Liverpool. From what I've read in the last few days, Real Madrid are interested, but he wants to come back to England. Man City are interested, but he wants to play for Liverpool. Steven Gerrard is his idol. And Jurgen Klopp's desperate for a new midfielder. I can understand. He left Birmingham at 16 years of age. He's 19 now. He's a young lad. He's never really experienced a long period of time being a professional in England. So he's desperate to go back to England now. Some people would say go to Manchester City, Pep Guardiola. But ultimately, Liverpool are a bigger club than Manchester City. That's just the reality. They've got huge history. Jurgen Klopp. He may also look at Liverpool's style of football and think that that's going to suit him rather than a tiki-taka based Manchester City style. So I think Bellingham ends up at Liverpool, which is an unbelievable signing for them, especially when they get the takeover. His dad is a Liverpool fan as well, said John. Yeah, I heard that. Arsenal ladies got the win over Juventus last night in the Champions League. They had a bootleg version of the Champions League. It's not the same anthem, no. It looked cold there last night, man. I've seen a few people who went there. It looked real cold at the Emirates. Obviously, Arsenal men's team will play Juventus on the 17th at the Emirates. Dusan Vlahovic. The lads aren't looking as bad as I was expecting. They've started quite well. Free kick to Arsenal here, about 35 yards out. Cross in position. What you got to understand is both these teams are not going to be fully fit. I know they've only had a few weeks off, but, you know, it's going to take them a little bit of time to regather that match tempo. We should have a lot of players in this Arsenal team who are very hungry, you know. We won't see unless FSG goes for his big final ride. Ball whipped into the back post there, headed over the bar by Gabriel with the fresh hairline. And it's a goal kick. I think Liverpool's takeover will happen quite quick, I've got to be honest. I think Liverpool is, because Manchester United are so expensive, theirs is probably going to take longer. I think Liverpool's takeover will be quicker. Don't disrespect the Women's Champions League. We won that competition. No, I'm bigging them up, man. Big them up. But I'm surprised it's not the same anthem. I've never heard the Champions League anthem in the women's game. Omid said, Big C is a Madrid fan. Most rumours I've heard is that Madrid are not willing to pay more than 125 million euros. Personally, I don't want Jude. Too similar to Valverde. Much prefer Enzo Fernandez. I don't think there's no real desperation for Madrid to buy him. They got Tchouaméni. They got Camavinga. Oh, ball was whipped in there. Sambi tried to hit it, completely missed the ball. Goes to the back post and Arsenal retain possession. Yeah, they're not desperate for a midfielder. It's on the Arsenal website for anyone looking. Certain parts of the world it can't be got there for some reason. So some people have shared streams in there. Ice on the car was peak. Yeah, man, it was cold, man. Kurt, do you reckon we can get Felix? I think if we paid the money we could, but I don't think we will pay it. I don't see Arsenal dropping 100 million euros. And I don't think he's worth 100 million euros, if I'm being honest. Hey, Ish, you better relax. I would not have missed the ball completely, even if I volleyed it wide. Something must happen. You know what I mean? Something's got to happen. Kevin said, hey, Big C, who would your ideal striker be to fill the void? Bro, the weather is lovely. Nice sun on the beach drinking coconut water. Jeez, I wish we had that here. Ain't no sun and ain't no beach anyone's going on in England. Here's Reece Nelson, 2 players on him. Wins, no, he's given a goal kick there. Unlucky Reece. My ideal striker, realistic striker target, although it might not be realistic, I would have loved Arsenal to sign Ivan Toney. I got to be honest. I think Ivan Toney's a really good striker. I think he's proved this season that he can be a top quality striker in this league. But unfortunately, I think he's going to get banned for the betting. So I don't think anybody's going to sign Ivan Toney. Again, I would take Memphis Depay because I think he plays quite similar to Gabby Jesus. But again, like Ash said earlier, apparently Barcelona saying they're not going to let him go now. They want to keep him till the summer. So we're short of options. The striker market is horrendous at the moment. So, yeah, I don't think the options are very good. Like I said, I'd take Zaha, but Zaha is not a striker, but I would take him. Gakpo would be good as well, but again, not a natural striker. So we'll have to see. We will have to see. Big C Roma would sell Tammy for 40. I don't know if I'd want him. Here's a chance for Arsenal. Oh, should have scored. Fabio Vieira on the right-hand side. 3-on-2 there. Played out wide to him on his right foot. Should have probably lifted it over the goalkeeper. I think he's hit the goalkeeper in the stomach. Should have scored. I mean, he looks offside there, but again, there's no VAR in this competition. And he should score that. It's a poor finish. Hits it straight at him. Yeah, Roma apparently are willing to sell Tammy, but I listen. I don't rate him. I don't rate Tammy. I've never rated him. I'd say he's a taller Nketiah, to be honest. He is better than Eddie, let's be real. And he would give us some physical presence and height. It's just, again, 40 million. Is there better options? I don't know. The market's very limited. That's the problem. It's very, very limited at the moment. Taller Eddie, man, I'm telling you. And you've got to look at it like this. Last season, Mourinho was saying, I want 80 million for Tammy. He's one of the best strikers in Europe. He should be in the England team. Now, oh yeah, give us 40 million and you can have him. Why is that? If he's that good, why all of a sudden you want to sell him for half? There's got to be a problem with the way the guy is playing. Mourinho's seen him and thought, you know what, actually, you're nowhere near as good as I thought. Corner to Arsenal. Martin Odegaard to take it. In swinger. Mitrovic I would take. The problem is I think he'd be expensive. Because I just don't see Fulham. If Fulham sold him, they could get relegated. Corner to Arsenal. Ball whipped in. Header. Goal! Goal for Arsenal. Great ball whipped in by Martin Odegaard. Bullet header from Gabriel. The extra here. Cushioned it in. Bang! Great finish. Big season for him, I'm telling you. He'd have been very disappointed that he didn't make the World Cup squad with Brazil. Corner was whipped in by Odegaard. And Arsenal take the lead. Gabriel Magalhaes. Lovely finish there. Nice header. Great ball in by Odegaard. Keeper didn't want to come for it. And it's headed in by Gabriel. In swing. That's a great cross. Good header by Gabriel. Who was marking him? I think Dembele was marking him there. The extra here, man, I'm telling you. Cushioned it in. And great header. I'm sure I saw a stat that Gabriel is the highest goal-scoring centre-back, I think, in the Premier League. Let me have a look. Gabriel, and I think last season as well, he scored like 5 goals, didn't he? So, big him up each and every. I mean, he's got two Prem goals this year, and he got 5 last year. I mean, didn't he score? I'm sure he scored more than Lacazette last year. It makes a big difference. I'm telling you. But good goal, very good goal. Let's get this. Bullet header from Gabriel. The extra here made all the difference. Good goal, Gabriel. Listen, I think it wouldn't surprise me. Gabriel will probably score even more than 5 this year. I could see him getting 6 or 7. He's very good from corners. Combed in, Gabriel. Trust me, man. Cushioned in off that little afro he's got. Odegaard's looking good. Arsenal could be in again here. That's about the 3rd time we've looked offside. But because no VAR, nothing given. So different playing a game with no VAR. Joe said, big up, Big C. Great to finally have an Arsenal watch along. I have to admit, as much as I think the World Cup has been decent, right? It's had a lot of excitement and twists and turns. But it's not the same as watching Arsenal. I have to admit, I'm looking forward to watching England against France. I think that'll be a very big game. But yeah, the World Cup for me has just not had that same feeling about it as watching Arsenal. It probably never will have, to be honest. But yeah, Arsenal take the lead anyway, and we're playing all right. I suppose the question's going to be at half time when we bring a lot of the young players on. Will the performance level drop? So, Big C, what's your email? CurtisShawTV@hotmail.com. Any enquiries, throw it in there, people. Amo said, I need a France win. I've got to admit, I think France are favourites against England. Now, Eddie Nketiah is on the floor injured, which is going from bad to worse right now. Eddie, our only fit striker, Reece Nelson, that's a brilliant little nutmeg pass there. Overhits it slightly, actually. Eddie takes a hit there, although he is up on his feet now, to be honest. It's only Arsenal go to the World Cup, come back from the World Cup. We ain't got any strikers at the club. Eddie, of course, could have gone to the World Cup with Ghana, but decided he was going to wait for his England call-up. Fair play to him. Don't see it happening, but you never know. What's a World Cup? Nothing beats an Arsenal game. Bless up to Curtis and the community. Big up, bro. Hey, big game for Argentina, bro. I'm telling you. Against Holland. I actually can't call that one. I think that's a real tight game, to be honest, because Holland look quite good in this tournament. But obviously Messi and Alvarez is playing well as well. Gabriel scored. Bullet header. Bullet header. You need Asensio. I mean, Asensio's a free agent in the summer. I just don't know if he'll come to the Prem, if I'm being honest. World Cup is low budget. Even the camera angles. Lacazette's playing in the 10 role, I think. Dembele's up front for Lyon. Nah, we don't want Morata. I said this to James the other day. I know we're desperate, but we never want Morata at Arsenal. Under no circumstances do we take Morata. He's awful. He looked shocking for Spain the other day. If Spain had a decent striker, they would have won that game in normal time the other day. El Neni loses possession. Gets caught on the edge of the box. Little through ball. Ball whipped into the back post. Arsenal managed to clear. Nah, no Morata to Arsenal. Here we go. Although here we go. Arsenal on the counter-attack. Odegaard, Vieira, looking very good. Odegaard looks really good today. Good ball out wide. Whipped in, deflected off the defender and goes out for a corner. Kieran Tierney on the overlap. You know what? Arsenal look decent. Arsenal look decent. I got to be honest. Moving the ball nicely on the counter-attack. I already requested tomorrow. I'm sitting myself. The Dutch are a solid team. Yes, they're going to be hard for Argentina to beat. Nelson is cooking. He looks quick. He looks like he's got good pace, man. Looks sharp on that left-hand side. I said this was the last chance for him to prove himself this season. Are there fans at the game or not? There's only a few. It's like 17,000, 18,000 stadium, but there only looks like there's a couple of thousand there. Solarguard looking good. He's been charging those batteries in Dubai. Yeah, it looks like it. He looks sharp on the ball. Corner to Arsenal. Scored from the last corner. In-swinger, Cedric Suarez with the in-swinger. Whips it in. Can we score again? Keeper collects it this time. Lopez. Cole Hine, our goalie, looks decent with the ball. It's different though, isn't it? When the pressure's on you, it's a friendly. People saying there's only a few hundred there, not even thousands. I'm really surprised. A lot of people, it's the flight prices are crazy to go over there. Have you discussed Ramos from Benfica? I mean, the problem is, and obviously everybody said this the other day, scores a hat-trick. what's the first thing we all do? We all go, oh, should we sign this guy Ramos from Benfica? I mean, first of all, he has a few years left on his contract. His contract is until 2025, so he's got 2.5 years left. He has a £100 million release clause, which no one's going to pay. And also, Benfica are not a club that sell players easily. You know, they got 100 million for João Felix. He's 21 years of age. He's just scored a hat-trick for Portugal. And looking at his stats this season for Benfica, he's got 9 goals in 11 games. So he ain't no chump. He's probably their best attacking player. So, you know, what are you going to do? Go and pay 80 million, 70, 80 million, even if they negotiate. So there's no chance of getting him. No chance whatsoever. Players are coming off for a water break. Arsenal have been the better team. Vieira on this right-hand side there. That Fabio Vieira shot. What on earth was that? I've only just seen the replay. I mean, did he kick that out on purpose so he could have a drink of water? He said, right, next time the ball goes out, water break. Man just kicked the ball out. Now, what kind of shot was that? Laurent Blanc is the Lyon manager. I didn't know that. Yeah, they're having a water break, obviously. Very hot weather over there. Anthony said he'll be at Madrid in a couple of years. Yeah, listen, Benfica, they'll sell him for big, big money, man. Little water break there. Arsenal have played well. They've been the better team. People saying Fabio is thirsty. He must be. He basically just kicked the ball out of play. That wasn't a shot. Yeah, Aouar is playing. I've hardly seen him. Hardly noticed him at all. Lacazette there. Talking to his teammates. Obviously not happy with the way they're playing. Showing you the Arsenal goal again. Great header from Gabriel. He's between two players, but manages to, you know, get between them. Towering header. Don said, I can't believe I paid £6 for this. It's crazy, but the things you do for Arsenal, man, you probably, you know, we probably spend £6 on things far more trivial. I just think that, I don't know, I always have a problem with this. On one hand, I understand it's a business and Arsenal need to make money. All right, cool, I get it, how it works. But for the amount of money that Arsenal fans pump into this football club, sometimes I think, come on, a friendly with, what, 2,000 people there? Show the game for nothing on your website. What's the problem? But money talks, unfortunately, so... Imagine paying £6 to watch the get. Well, yeah, you know, but not everyone can, you know. Do you think we need to get another striker in January, or do you trust Eddie? Jack, I mean, I think you know the answer to that without me even answering it. And listen, even if anybody does trust Eddie and they think, all right, give him a chance, you can't survive with one striker. What if he's injured? What if he's tired? What if he's not playing well? You need to take him off. Who do you put up front? As I said the other day, if Manchester City, Liverpool, United, any of them, if they had one striker available, they would sign a striker. No big club would try and survive 2 or 3 months with one fit striker. So we'll see. Arsenal need to act like a big club. We always say we're a big club. They need to act like it. We're top of the league. Players would want to join us. We've got money. They've got no excuse. If they don't buy anybody, then for me, as an ownership, I think they're done. I will have no more faith in that ownership. And I don't have a lot of faith in them anyway. But they've made moves in the right direction over the last 2 seasons to prove that they will back the manager. If they don't sign anybody in this window, then I just don't see it. You're in charge. What striker are you buying? Like I said, for me, I would have liked Ivan Toney. Listen, maybe you can do some investigating and they might tell you he's not getting banned. If he's not getting banned, I would sign Ivan Toney. I think he's a really good striker. He's strong, holds the ball up, good in the air, scores goals. I'd take Depay, but again, he might not come. And if not, I'd go for someone like Zaha out wide. And I mean, you could maybe play Zaha through the middle, or you could play... or you could move Martinelli central. Oh, we got Inter Milan fans in here. Big up, big up. You can't sign anyone good on a permanent deal, then drop him again when Jesus is back. I always say big clubs, this competition for a place. As good as Gabriel Jesus is, right? And this might come across controversial. Arsenal give the ball away there, but luckily get a free kick. As good as Gabriel Jesus is, he should not necessarily be guaranteed a start at Arsenal. He hasn't scored for 10 games. Realistically, even though he's doing all of that other great work around it, and I love it, and it has transformed our attack, if my striker hasn't scored for 10 games, I want there to be enough pressure on you that you should probably be dropped. Or you should be getting substituted for somebody who's chomping at the bit to get you out of the team. He hasn't scored for 10 games, and there's no pressure on his starting place if he was fit and available, because Eddie ain't putting no pressure on him. Which is the same as, although here is Eddie. Eddie lobs it over the keeper. Oh, he tried to cross it, I think. So I don't have no problem with another striker coming in and Jesus having to fight for that place. It happens. You know, it happens at top clubs. So they should have competition. You look at even our best glory days. Thierry had man like Wiltord waiting in the background. You know, he kept him out because he was that good, but you should have competition. Cruz is off to training. What are you saying, 1-0?
1-0.
It's only like a mid-season friendly, innit? But it's still nice if they win.
Yeah.
Score prediction?
I thought at the
Come over.
I thought at the start of the game that Lyon was going to batter us because they've got a way, because like half
Full
of our
strength.
team, yeah, they've got a way better full strength team, and we've got like half our team. So.
Oh, we could be in here, by the way. We could be in. Is that Vieira? Just roll it across. Great ball. Yeah, 2-0. Who's that? Eddie. Eddie scores 2-0 to Arsenal. You'd have scored that, wouldn't you, surely?
Yeah.
It's a good finish, that, though. Eddie. What are you saying? Give me a striker that we should sign January.
I like Osimhen.
Do you? It's a good striker, isn't he? Expensive, though.
Yeah.
Have a good training session.
I will.
See you later.
See ya.
2-0 to the Gunners.
Come on.
Yeah, tablet's upstairs. Oh, it's in there. See you later. Eddie Nketiah with the goal. Good finish there. Fabio Vieira with the assist. Wide open at the back. Eddie gets his goal, people. Good finish. I actually thought he missed. I was doing him dirty there. That's a good finish. Great ball, Fabio Vieira, outside of the foot. Lovely finish, that. Lovely finish. Eddie with the goal. And I'll put the Eddie Murphy gif up that I always do. Eddie scores. And 2-0 to Arsenal. Lyon don't look great. Or maybe we're just so good they can't live with us. Let me give Arsenal the credit. 2-0 to the Gunners. And we might need it for the second half to be. Yeah, I've always rated Eddie. Always rated him, SLD. He's a top-class young player for all you who doubted him. Now, listen, good finish. And listen, I do say a lot of things about Eddie. But listen, one thing I will say that I used to say about Arteta a lot as well, despite any criticisms, never hides. Eddie doesn't hide. This is a guy that could have gone to the World Cup and played for Ghana. He said, no, I believe I will get an England call-up at some stage. I'm not going to cup tie myself, which is very, very brave to do. So, listen, this will do his confidence the world of good. Good play there by Fabio Vieira as well. Very good play by him. Yeah, people saying he does it when there's no pressure. He believes his own hype. Sometimes you need that kind of crazy belief. Here come Lyon, shot over the bar. Moussa Dembele. For 100k, he should not be hiding. It's true. It's true. He shouldn't be, but he's still got to prove it, hasn't he? I see a baller in Fabio. See, we were saying earlier that you can see a player very quickly. if you said to me, is Fabio Vieira a good player? I think he is a good player. I think he's very technical. I think he sees a pass. He can play, outside of the foot. He's got lovely balance. I think he's a good player. I just hope he can adjust to the Premier League. I don't actually question whether he's talented. I think there's no doubt Fabio Vieira is talented. Odegaard gets wiped out there. Fabio Vieira is definitely talented. It's just a case of whether he can adjust to the Premier League and the physical aspect of it, Odegaard gets wiped out there, but he's all right. Free kick to Arsenal on the halfway line. Bring Balotelli on a 6-month loan. I mean, we might have done 4 or 5 years ago when he was at, Man City or something, but not now. No striker now. Michele's already crying. Listen, and this is the problem. And I said this yesterday on the member stream, and I've said it on streams. I don't think Arsenal will sign a striker, right? I don't. I think they will sign a winger that is versatile, that can maybe play central as well, and can score a few goals. Because if I'm the owner of the football club, I'm going to turn around to Mikel Arteta and say, bro, you're telling me you need a striker. I gave you 45 million for Jesus, 200 grand a week, and I gave you 100 grand a week for Eddie. So why can't you play Eddie up front? That's not what no Arsenal fan wants to hear, but that's what I think the Kroenkes will do. I think they'll sign a winger because they wanted a winger anyway. That's why they bid for Rafinha to replace Pepe. ESR is going to be back as well. I think they'll try and get Danilo in midfield. And I think they'll go for a winger. I don't see a striker coming. I'll be shocked if we sign a striker. Ball whipped in by Lyon, flicked away, goes out for a throw into Arsenal. Arsenal have been by far the better team. I think we've put in an impressive performance so far. 8 minutes till half time. Tierney looking good. I think Odegaard and Fabio Vieira look good. Good goal for Eddie. Good goal for Gabriel. We've looked solid. It'd be good to keep a clean sheet. Kem said, do you think they're worried about financial fair play? I mean, there's one way that they can help financial fair play. That is actually sell people for money, Sell people for money. You might not have a problem with financial fair play. Ball whipped it. Oh, my God. The football is insane. Vieira shoots. Oh! Oh, my days. Wow. Wow. What a goal that is from Fabio Vieira. Jeez. Yo, we're playing tiki-taka, and he whips it in the top corner. Vieira, whoa, Vieira, whoa. He comes from Portugal. He plays for Arsenal. What a goal. The move, the interchange, the finish. Lyon are being battered. What a goal that is. Rocket from Vieira. That is one heck of a goal. Near post. Does the keeper with the eyes. Oh, you don't save them, fella. That is absolutely fantastic. Don's back. He said, I'm glad I paid $5.99. I told you, man. I'm sure we've spent $5.99 on worse in our time. What a finish. What I do like about him, he shoots from outside the box. That is a brilliant goal. Keeper doesn't get near it. Dubai Super Cup champions. Oh, dear. How B said, Big C, how's Gabriel's hair like? It's top notch, mate. He's got afro going and everything. Oh, hybrid truth. Calm down. Relax. I hear you, but relax. Maybe we can say Bernardo Silva vibes. I don't know about Messi. Bro, if I'm Laurent Blanc, I'm absolutely fuming. You're losing 3-0. Most of their team is playing. And apart from maybe Odegaard, you could say Gabriel, none of these players would start if we was at full strength. And they're 3-0 down. And we're bopping them, by the way. But I like it. Let me not get too carried away, but I like what I'm seeing. I said earlier in the stream, Fabio Vieira, to me, looks talented. It's about whether he can adjust to the physicality of the league. If he does, 30, 35 mil could be a bargain. Usman said, I agree, Big C. Fabio may not look for 30 mil, but he has the potential to easily surpass the price tag. I think he's spot on. Arsenal there, ball crossed in, blocked, goes out for a corner. We are battering Lyon right now. Still can't believe this, says Mangis. Arsenal in the sun. They needed some sunshine, man. Yeah, Amo, man. Most of the team is playing. Look, Dembele, Lacazette, Tolisso, Aouar, Lopez, a strong team. One cup in our hands already. Why not, eh? Corner to Arsenal. Cedric to take it. Shaquille said, you don't get these games at the World Cup. No, man, don't worry about the World Cup, man. This is what it is. The Dubai Super Cup's what it's all about. Cedric whips it in. Great ball. Header. Oh, goes just wide. I think it was Gabriel again. Gabriel again. He's frustrated. He's angry that he didn't maybe score that. Mo said, Big C, Mehdi Taremi can do the business for Arsenal. 6 goals in the league and 5 in the Champions League. 42 goals in 79 appearances. His value is 20 mil. I've heard a few people been sending me clips of him saying that we can get him for cheap. Listen, I don't mind. I don't mind who we sign. I honestly haven't seen much of him. I've seen some of his highlights, scored some good goals. Obviously, you would know Vieira from Porto as well. Dubai Cup's better than the Champions League. Gabriel testing out the hair. It's passing the test, I'll tell you that much. Arsenal pressing. We look so full of energy in this game. Arsenal lead 3-0. Just a quick recap for anyone who's just tuned in. Bullet header from Gabriel put us 1-0 up. Second goal, 1-on-1, Eddie and Nketiah. And the third goal, a rocket from Fabio Vieira. Edge of the box, top corner. And a brilliant Arsenal performance so far. So, very positive first 45. Ash said 100% agree with you, Curtis. A winger who's versatile and can score goals. Maybe a midfielder. We are getting goals from other areas. I always have this feeling that you need a day where you've got a striker. I suppose, Man City won the title last year with no striker. They had Gabriel Jesus. Most of the time he played right wing or didn't play at all. So maybe we can, define the odds and just hold it down with no out-and-out striker for a few months, But let's see. We've looked good in the first 45 minutes. Mudrick is waiting in the car park for the Dubai Cup. Big up Scott Taylor. Greetings from the States, João Felix. I like João Felix. Very talented. I just think 100 million, I think, will be out of our range in January. The only other thing, like I said, maybe you can take him on loan with an obligation to buy him, Maybe Atletico would take that. Lyon have looked poor. I got to be honest. They've looked poor. And considering how strong a team they've got, been very unimpressive. Batson, big up, bro. Smashed like 1,600 of you in the chat. 35 on Twitch. Big up each and every one of you for the support. Make sure you like the video. Let's get 1,000 likes. Should be easy. Arsenal winning 3-0. Obviously, I expect changes at half-time. We've got a lot of young players on the bench. How will that affect the dynamics of the second half? Obviously, there's a penalty shootout at the end of the game is the format of the tournament. Whether you win or not, you get an extra point if you win the penalty shootout as well. Offer Atletico 10 million with a 60 million obligation. Would they take that? 70 million altogether? I'm not sure. Rumour is they want the whole 100 million back. Maybe you can get him for 20 and give him 80 in the summer. I've got to be honest. If you're dropping 100 million pounds on a player, I think you can get a better player than João Felix. I like him. It looks like Lacazette's got the hairline done as well. His hairline's top quality now as well. For 100 million, I'm just not sure João Felix is worth that. And saying Raul Jimenez, I've got to be honest, and I hate to say it, I just don't think since that injury he's the same player. I don't think he's the same player. He will score goals, but he's not the striker that he was prior to that injury. Even Peter Cech, I don't think he was quite the same goalkeeper after that injury. So Jimenez for me, not now. Is this a 6-0 game? Why not, man? Why not? If we're spending 100 million, I'd rather do it on Osimhen or Bellingham. Nimbo said Felix is 70 million these days. What I'm hoping happens is that I always say a player is worth what the market is willing to pay for that player, not what a club thinks that player is worth. You know, that summer when we were going to sell Granit Xhaka, we apparently wanted 20 to 25 million. Roma said we'll give you 12 million for him. And that's what the market tells us he's worth. So I'm hoping Atletico go, oh yeah, we want 100 million for him. And clubs go, all right, cool, we'll give you 60. We'll give you 70. And that's all we're giving you for him. And all of a sudden they go, maybe he's not worth 100 million. So I'm hoping the market kind of shows Atletico that João Felix ain't worth 100 million. We'll have to see. Half-time whistle goes, people. Excellent first half. Really enjoyed that. 3-0. Gabriel header. Eddie Nketiah, nice finish. And a bullet from Fabio Vieira. And Lyon, they must be absolutely fuming with that first half. I can't lie. I would take Broja. I don't think he's looked great at Chelsea. He signed a 5-year deal in the summer as well. So Chelsea are going to ask for big money for him. He's not starting for Chelsea, so I wouldn't go for him. I wouldn't go for Broja. Champagne football, 100%. Moses said I would get a Tielemans, Gakpo, and Tony. I mean, that's big money, man. Gakpo and Tony is probably 100 million for those two. Tielemans maybe 20, 120. He said Fabio Vieira would be key for the second half of the season. I said it so many times at the end of the first spell of the Premier League there. Fabio Vieira didn't have a pre-season, right? Which makes a massive difference to any player. If you have even at the levels I played, right? If you have a good pre-season and you're fit and you're sharp and you're strong, it carries you through the whole season. It's like during training, you're basically just maintaining the levels that you've already got. When you don't actually have a pre-season and you're not fully fit, it's like you're trying to play catch-up the whole season. And he hasn't had that. This will be his pre-season. So I think you'll see a better Fabio Vieira in the second half of the season. And like I said, you need to see him in the first team. You're not going to see the best of him in the Europa League squad with the fringe players because he looks like a very intelligent footballer. Those players need to play with the better players with the higher IQ. Your Odegaards, your Gabriel Jesus, your Martinelli, your Saka. So it's a big season for him now, I think. And Smith Rowe, we need to get him back fit as well. He will be, like a new signing, as we always say. So, excellent first half there. A lot of positives to take from that. Zaha and Mitrovic. Listen, I'd take either one of them. I can't imagine we'd get both, but I'd be happy with either one. Atletico is hoping for a bidding war. He'll be a deadline day signing for around 78 million. I mean, I'm reading reports about João Felix. Apparently, there's been a complete breakdown between him and Simeone. He even fired shots at him in the press conference for Portugal the other day, saying the football that Portugal play is much easier for him to play than the football that Atletico play, which is true. But I'm sure Simeone won't take kindly to that. George Mendes is his agent. Arsenal have a very good relationship with George Mendes now. They didn't work with him for a number of years, but now they get on well because of Edu and, that close proximity that those guys have. So I think if Arsenal were willing to pay the money, it's not impossible. I think you go to Atletico, you say, listen, we'll give you 15, 20 million for him now, and we'll give you 50, 60 for him on top in the summer. You get 70 million for him and nothing else. And he's on big wages as well, so they'll want him off the wage bill. So it'll be interesting. I think a lot of clubs will look at him, though. Felix has wanted to leave for some time. I've said for a long time, he's never going to perform in a Simeone team. That football is not going to work for him. Felix will 100% leave in January. Don said Mitrovic is better than Zaha. Different players. I can't say he's better, because Zaha's a better winger, Mitrovic a better striker. It depends what you need, what you're looking for. Zaha's quick, skillful. Mitrovic is strong, very good in the air, good hold-up play. Totally different players. It's down to Arsenal paying the money. Nick said he wants to go to the best project. I got to be honest, João Felix would probably do very well in this Arsenal team. I think the way we play, he would actually really suit us. So that would be interesting. Clement said clinical in front of goal, movement off the ball has been good. No questions asked of the defence so far. Let me get the halftime tweet out. Great first half. Lots of energy and quality on the ball. Vieira. Oh, it was brilliant. There we go. Big second half for the young players if they come on. I wouldn't make too many changes, if I'm being honest. I wouldn't make too many. Let us kind of make sure the game's there and then maybe bring a lot of them on. I wouldn't, go and make 9, 10 changes at half time. Don said, Curtis, imagine Felix in the Xhaka role. Could he play that role? I think Xhaka still has a lot of defensive work in that role. I think Felix would want to play higher. If you have a midfield free, maybe you could. I think he'd be more in the Jesus role, if I'm being honest. Vega said, I doubt we buy any Serbians while Xhaka is with. I don't think the club can get caught up on that. I know there's issues there, maybe between the countries or whatever, but I don't think Arsenal would have an issue with signing a player from Serbia because Xhaka is there. I really don't want us to lose this one due to making, what's it? Oh, it's gone off there. X-Cool, it's cut your convo, but I want us to win this. If Atletico want 100 for Felix, we want a 72 million back for Pepe. Yeah, that money's long gone. Memphis Depay, 5 mil. I mean, listen, said many times, for 5 mil, I'd take him. But reports coming out today that Barcelona don't want to sell him at all. So it looks as if that one might not happen. Let's see what else you're saying. They literally wanted Vlahovic. Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, so obviously not a problem. Felix is a serious baller. Check it. Yeah, I watched that game. He was brilliant. He was fantastic in that game. What I'm saying is, if you look at that game, Ramos was up front. Felix was being given like a free role to go and roam. So how would he feature if you got him in this Arsenal team? Do you play him up front but give him that freedom to move? Also, if you pay 100 million for him, you can't bench him for Jesus. So do you play him instead of Jesus? Do you play him behind Jesus, which then means you drop Odegaard? Odegaard's the club captain. So I'm just saying, if you were to buy João Felix and pay that much money for him, whose position is he taking? Because he isn't going to come to Arsenal to be a squad player. So, in the comments, if we were to sign João Felix, where would you play him? Are you dropping Odegaard for him at 10? Are you dropping Jesus, or are you doing something else? Gunnar Dan said the idea would be Kieran Tierney at left back with Zinni and Sambi competing with Xhaka. We need cover for Partey as we only have El Neni. Even in the World Cup, I haven't seen anyone like him. A unique talent. Thomas Partey is just outstanding in my opinion. He really is. Edu as a plan C, don't worry about it. Let's see, man. Let's see. Who is more negative between Simeone and Conte? Listen, I have not liked Simeone for a while. Not on a personal level. I just don't like Atletico. I think. I mean, I don't want to say too much, but I just think the way they conduct themselves at times, some of the stuff that's happened off the pitch, I don't like it. I don't like it. I've seen Conte, blitz the Premier League with Chelsea, blitz the Italian league with Inter. So I would say Simeone is worse. His football is so... He can play 2 up front and look negative, which I've never seen anyone do that. So I prefer Conte. Conte's had teams that have bagged goals, in the past. Diego Costa at Chelsea, Lukaku at Inter. So, yeah, Simeone's just... I don't like it. Nelson can do what Felix does, give him more game time if he continues on. Lee, I respect... I'm all for positivity, right? I'm all for positivity, but I think we need to, calm down. Reece Nelson can do what João Felix does. That one went over my head a little bit, Lee. You know what I mean? Yeah, not quite. Reece hasn't really done anything significant at Arsenal yet. I think we need to calm down with that one. I'm just trying to get him to, like, what level am I trying to get him to? I just want to get him to be a solid squad player. Never mind João Felix. João Felix, they talk about £100 million. Oh, dear. Suleimana from Rennes, says Tyson. I haven't seen him. Got to be honest, I haven't even seen him. Let's have a look. Suleimana. Is the guy? Oh, Ghana. Okay, yeah. Don't know much about him, to be honest. I'm not even gonna cap. Hey, big up my bro. Hey, Dora on Tour. For those who don't know, right? Dora on Tour. I've been on his channel a few times. Known him for a long time. Go and subscribe to him, actually. He's nearly at 10k. He runs a very good Nottingham Forest channel. This guy, can you believe it? This guy won a competition on Mr. Beast's YouTube channel. Mr. Beast, who I think is like the biggest YouTuber in the world. And Dor won his diamond YouTube play button in a competition. Unbelievable. But big up yourself, man. Well deserved. Go and subscribe to him. He's very close to 10k, which I know has been his target for a long time. All this Mr. Beast hype has pushed his numbers up. So, yeah, man, people, go and get him to 10k. Big up yourself, bro. And I'm sure we'll do another collab, obviously, when we play you later in the season. You never know, we might get you in the FA Cup at some stage as well. If we both get through. Yes, big up, man, Williams. What's up, my G? Hope you're well, bro. Cody Mystified said, to be honest, I'm disappointed that in the World Cup, Jesus didn't show another level. I wanted to see him shift gear. I mean, listen, was he even, you know, you're talking about shifting gears. Was he even in the car long enough to change gears? He hardly played. This is why I'm so fuming. Jesus hardly kicked a ball in the World Cup. And yet somehow this guy's coming back with his knee mashed up. You know, knees all over the place, operation, out for months. He hardly kicked a ball. You know what I mean? Richarlison starts every game for Brazil. Not a scratch on him. And Jesus, you know, that World Cup was a waste of time for him, I'm afraid. Complete waste of time. And I'll be honest, me and Lee Judges was talking about this the other day. That Gabriel Jesus injury has put a real downer on the World Cup for me. I don't know how particularly any Arsenal fan feels. It's put a real downer on the World Cup. I don't even look at the World Cup the same now, because in the back of my mind, I'm like, you just took our best striker for 3 months for one start against Cameroon in a game that they were already through. So yeah, man, it's for me now. Get the World Cup over and done with. I've seen enough. I've seen enough now. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to be doing watch-alongs. I'm looking forward to France against England, Argentina, Holland. Some big games. But for me now, I just want to get back to Arsenal. I want us to sign some players. And I'm ready for club football again now. It's been a decent World Cup. Although I don't think we've seen a high level of goals. There's only a handful of great goals that I can remember in this World Cup, if I'm being honest. It's been exciting in terms of big teams getting knocked out and things like that. They tried to pull Martinelli apart in training, and I saw that. I like that. And I think the World Cup can do different things to different people. Tomiyasu's come back from the World Cup looking like, you know, his world's fallen apart. He looks devastated. Granit Xhaka's brushed it off. All right, out. Let's get back to Dubai and get down to business. He looks like he's motivated. I think Martinelli, this can put him psychologically on a different level when he comes back. Without being disrespectful to our own team, he's training with Neymar, Vinicius Jr., Casemiro. These guys are world beaters, world-class players. He's going to learn so much from that. And when he comes back to Arsenal, he's going to be like, yo, and if they win the World Cup, psychologically, his mindset's going to be crazy. But obviously, on the flip side, you know, you see what happened to man like Gabriel Jesus, and that's the problem. Arsenal coming back out. Looks as if we've made no changes, which I totally agree with that. See the game out before you bring the young players on and secure the win. Let's see. How does Awar look? He was non-existent in that first half. I got to be honest. We dominated possession. That's probably why he's a free agent in the summer. He didn't look good. Didn't look good at all. He's gone from Eddie to Neymar. Yeah, exactly. He's going to learn a lot, Martinelli. Yeah, so somebody just said that. The comment, this was always going to be the problem with having a World Cup mid-season, because if that Gabriel Jesus injury happened in June and the season don't start till the end of August, he would have had 8-9 weeks to recover from that. He might have been fit and back by the time the season started. With the fact it's happened in December and we start in 3 weeks, he's got no chance. And this was always the crazy thing about having a World Cup mid-season. So this is the problem, I'm afraid. But we all knew, and the club are going to have to deal with it. So Martinelli will blow up World Cup 2026 in America. Yeah, possibly. I'd expect him to be starting by those times, I would imagine. Second half about to begin, people. We're underway. Arsenal lead 3-0. Excellent first half. Gabriel Magalhaes with the header. Eddie Nketiah with a tidy finish, 1-on-1. And Fabio Vieira with a rocket in the top corner. Excellent first half. Much the dominant team. Doesn't look like Lyon have made many changes from what I've seen, although I haven't actually checked, but I saw most of the same people coming out there. Makoko is a free agent in the summer. Would you bring him in as Jesus cover? I think we need... I feel like I want a striker on an even higher level, if I'm being totally honest. I know he's very highly rated, but he'd be very expensive. Dortmund, they don't throw young players out for cheap. He'll cost a fortune. 6 goals, 3 assists. This is breakthrough season. I wouldn't want Arsenal to go and sign like an 18-year-old that's got it all to prove. We're not sure how good he is, whether he could adjust to the league. Dortmund are going to charge you big money because they think he's the next big thing. I do like him from what I've seen of him. Don't get me wrong. But I think we need a different kind of profile, if I'm being honest. I want somebody that's got some physical presence that can give us something else. Rastaman said, get Choupo-Moting. Who would have thought anyone would ever want him after his Stoke City career? Now he's getting a new contract at Bayern Munich. Bayern very keen to give him a new deal. Khalid said, Big C, I've seen Yunus Musa linked to Arsenal. Your thoughts? I thought he played really well in the World Cup. I'd take him. Depends on the price, though. Surprising that he never made it at Arsenal because he's looked really good. Usman said, I feel you, Big C. I'm sure he'll be a world beater, but he's a free agent in 2023 summer. And only 18. Is he? I did not know that. I honestly didn't know his contract was up. I thought he had a long deal. Wow. Contract's up in 2023. See, I take it all back. But you get him on a free. If you're getting him on a free, yeah, all day long, I take him on a free. So forget everything I've just said. On a free, I take a chance on him. I thought he'd be really expensive. I honestly didn't know his contract was running out. Do you know what? This is going to be a summer where a lot of big players are going to be available in the summer on a free. Zaha, Tielemans, Trossard, Rashford. Although I think they have 1-year extensions that are available to the club, so those guys won't. Arsenal on the attack again. Sambi Lokonga. Not a bad ball in behind there. Keeper collects it. I said it before, but now we really need to hope Martinelli doesn't leave. His interest after this World Cup will skyrocket. Cody mystified. Especially if he plays a big part in them winning the World Cup. I've got a feeling that Martinelli's going to be Martinelli looks as if now Brazil are turning to him in games like 20 minutes to go, bring Martinelli on. He's so direct and so quick. He could, it wouldn't surprise me if Brazil win, a World Cup semi-final and Martinelli comes off the bench and scores the winner, and all of a sudden he's the headline maker, and his contract, he wants way more money, and, things can change very quickly. And Mbolo is one of them players that, every time I watch him in a World Cup or Euros, I'm like, how come this guy ain't at a top club? He looks like a baller. And then you go and look at what he's producing at league level, and you're like, there's obviously a lack of consistency there with him because he looks great when I watch it. Well, not great, but he looks good when I watch him for Switzerland. 9 goals is his record goal tally in a season in the league. So he's obviously not a prolific goal scorer, is obviously the problem with him. Big up Samuel, who said he just joined the watch along. And Bolo recently moved to Monaco from Mönchengladbach. But like I said, 9 goals is his record goal tally in the league. So obviously something's not right. Because he looks as if somebody who should score more than that. Sire said, what's going on? Arsenal dominating. 3-0 up. And we're on the ball again here. It's going to be interesting when he makes the changes. Great turn by Eddie there. Wins a free kick on the halfway line. That Lacazette guy up front for Lyon looks decent. Hey, Peely, we're never going to revisit them dark days, man. They were tough times, man. Twerkazette settings. But nah, like I said, big him up. Always a gooner for me, Lacazette. I'll never question his commitment. Had a couple good years at Arsenal, in my opinion. Let's not forget he won Player of the Year in the season under Unai Emery. Scored some big goals, good partnership with Lacazette. But he faded, unfortunately. Usman said, Big C, I like Paulinho. I think we could bring him in from Fulham. Won't be that expensive. I mean, the problem is they signed him in the summer. He's looked really good. They're not going to throw him out for cheap. You got to understand, these Premier League clubs are rich. They got big money. Let's look at Paulinho, just as an example. João Paulinho. How much did he cost? How much did they pay for him? This says 20 million. Is that true? I thought it was less than that. 15 million plus add-ons they paid. So it says 15 million plus 5 million in add-ons. So it costs 20. He's done well. They're going to want more. He's going to cost 30, 40. Maybe more than that. Yeah, it could be 50. So that's the problem. These clubs are rich. You can't just bully these clubs anymore. That's the thing. These clubs have got dough. They've got dough. Premier League money is different to any other league in the world. Big up Mark, who said, just got back from work. Big up C and all the unit. As the Chuckle Brothers getting on? Hey, they're doing all right, to be fair. Gabriel, Fabio Vieira, and Eddie Nketiah with the goals. Arsenal dominated the first half, by the way. Played really well. He's statistically the best CDM in Europe right now, in terms of stats. I mean, on paper, obviously, he's not better than Casemiro and Partey, if we're going to put him, Rodri. But he's having a very good season. So I just don't think Fulham would sell him. Not after 6 months. Unless you put a fortune down on the table. Jacob said, Martinelli has won the Olympics. Imagine him adding the World Cup. It's going to really boost and motivate him. He's got a chance. He has got a chance. I think they've got a real good chance of winning that World Cup, Brazil. Partey is at the game. Apparently, as I saw before, Partey, Tomiyasu, Turner and Xhaka. Those 4, they're all in Dubai. And apparently they're going to be involved in the AC Milan game next week. They've only just obviously returned from the World Cup. Oh, Marquinhos is on. I didn't even notice. Marquinhos is on. I think Vieira's come off. I didn't even notice that at all. So forgive me for that one. And obviously Zinchenko is not in the squad. Still not fully fit. I'm not sure what the issue is. And Smith Rowe. And obviously all the other players we got at the World Cup. So considering the amount of players we've got out, I think we're doing quite well to be 3-0 up against the Lyon team that's only a couple of players off full strength. Osman said, Big C, Enzo Fernandez or McAllister, both Argentinian boys are very good. I like that boy Fernandez. I think he's top quality. McAllister looks good, but I like Fernandez. I've seen him a lot this season, and yeah, I would pay. Someone's going to pay big money for him. Version said, hey, yo, Curtis, hope you're good. I'm sorry, but once I won't be on your side Saturday. Allez les bleus. Do you know what? I'm just looking forward to the game. I think it will be a great game. I think there'll be goals in it. And, yeah, I can't wait for it. Listen, I don't get too hurt over England. If England lose, I'll be disappointed for them. There won't be no therapy, Arsenal therapy, England therapy. I brushed that off by the end of that evening. It don't affect me like Arsenal. So, and listen, whichever team goes out, at least Arsenal are getting some players back. We either get Saliba back or we get Ramsdale and Saka. Arsenal on the attack. Nelson, good little run. Ball laid off. Here's El Neni. I thought he was going to hit that. Marquinhos, edge of the penalty area, tries to bend it in the far corner. Oh, it's the crossbar. Marquinhos. I think the goalkeeper saved that. Lopez tips it onto the bar. Marquinhos did really well there. Like a young Arjen Robben on that right-hand side, people. Cutting onto his left foot. Tries to bend it in that far corner. And I think the keeper's made a worldie of a save there. Here's the replay. I'm sure he saves it. He saves it. That's an outstanding save. That's going top corner, by the way. And he tips it onto the bar. Great save. Euro final affected me. I don't know. I got over it pretty quick. Let me just say that. Forget Mudryk. Again, you know, Marquinhos, he might look better second half of the season. O'Cowdy said, big up Curtis for the watch along. The game is won. Going to watch my beloved Al Hilal now against Newcastle. Hey, big up, man. Enjoy the game. Yeah, because I see a lot of clubs are abroad now. Obviously, warm weather training. So enjoy the game, man. Newcastle have a pretty strong squad out as well. I think Trippier, Wilson, and Bruno Gomes. I think they're the only 3 players they had left at the World Cup. So most of their team's going to be there. So enjoy, bro. Enjoy. Arsenal are sourcing in Dubai. What's going on here? Kieran Tierney's down injured. Are any of you surprised? Probably not. You like a chocolate teapot, just melts. Goes to clear the ball. What's happened? Just clears the ball. Oh, he hits the guy's leg. Nah, he's up. He's limping though, but he's up. Let Klopp give Martinelli a hug. Nah, man, you stay well away from him, Klopp. We don't want you anywhere near him. Why do teams do hot weather training? Listen, basically, when you train in cold temperatures, they say you're more likely to get injuries because your muscles kind of seize up a little bit quicker because of the cold weather. So these big clubs, obviously, they've got the money to take their whole team abroad, lots of dough. First thing they do now is go abroad, you know, and get in hot weather. So listen, it's much easier to train in 20 degrees, nice heat than it is. You know, this morning I woke up, it's -1, there's ice on the car. You don't want to train in that, do you? Cedric whips it in back post. Here's Reece Nelson. Finds Sambi Lokonga. Oh, Tierney. Here's El Neni. Oh, puts it wide. Unlucky. Could have been 4. Arsenal absolutely dominating. We're like prime Barcelona when there's nothing to play for. We are absolutely hammering this Lyon team. When I say hammering, like, this is like an FA Cup game against a League One team. We are destroying them. I mean, that's not far wide either. The keeper stood there. Trust me, man, the car was cold this morning. It's much easier to go and train, you know, in Dubai in 23 degrees and that. -5 tomorrow. It's all mad. It's going to snow soon. I'm telling you, snow's on the way. Here's Dembele for Lyon. Good hold-up play there. Tries a little flip. Lacazette and Dembele have hardly had the ball up front. They got 2 up front as well, and they ain't touching it. We've absolutely bopped them. Have you noticed how well Arteta has been coaching our guys to play in certain patterns? Honestly, some of the little triangles, pass, move, we've looked fantastic. We've looked absolutely brilliant. So it's positive, but I want the club to build on it. You know, we always have to keep balance when you dominate friendly games, you know. We're still going to need more than this. Marquinhos, right-hand side of the area, finds Cedric. Oh, tried to reverse it. And we missed the ball. Snow next week, confirmed. Nothing to play for. It's the Dubai Cup. Hey, it's a big cup, man. Bigger than the Audi Cup. Oh, dear. Ball down the side. Nelson crosses it in. Here's a chance. Lopez collects it. Nah, listen, it's just preparation, innit, you know. Big up Jam Rock Gunners TV, long time, bro. He said, big up Big C. Real life keeping me busy. I can't wait for the Prem to resume. Big up all the Gooners. Big up each and every time. Appreciate everyone tuned in. We got great numbers. 1,750 of you locked in, and also 37 of you on Twitch. Amazing support. C-Unit Business. Appreciate all of you tuning in. Like the video if you haven't already. We should hit 1,000 likes easily. And Arsenal sourcing at the moment, people. 3-0 up. 59 minutes gone. Don't forget, there will be a penalty shootout at the end of the game. This competition, if you win, you get 3 points. If you draw, you both get 2 points. If you lose, you get no points. But then they have a penalty shootout at the end of the game. You get an extra point if you win the penalty shootout at the end. So, obviously, 4 teams in the competition. Arsenal, Lyon, AC Milan, and Liverpool. We don't play Liverpool due to us being in the same league. And I'm quite glad because Liverpool have got a very strong squad over there. Lacazette and Dembele try and link. He goes out for a corner. Lyon about to make, how many? 1, 2, 5 changes for Lyon now. Substitutes about to be made. Rastamata can't believe James didn't know G-Unit. Actually, I can. different time frames, you know. They don't know, man. They don't realise. Them early 2000s was different, man. Diego said, big up Curtis from Cali. Would you take João Felix? I would, but not for 100. I have to get him lower than that. That price has got to drop. 100 mil's too much for João. But I like him. He is a baller. Yeah, man, the block knows everything, man. The colds are going round at the moment. Well, we keep it moving. Honey and lemon and we go, you know. Love your stream with Statman. Big up James, man. We're going to do a few more live shows as well, obviously, while Laurie's away on recovering. We may get our first white Christmas in London for years. And as you know, Big C, we seldom get snow here in the city. We had a hot summer, now a colder winter, yeah? It's very cold, man. Very, very cold. Arsenal on the attack. Can we get a fourth? 29 minutes to go. Marquinhos looked lively since he's come on. Just as I say that, he plays the worst pass we've ever seen and puts it out for a throw-in. Chib said, no, my cousin is only 20. I'm sure she knows G-Unit. The only group James knows about is Sidemen. Oh, dear. Big up James each and every time. He's a big Migos fan, so he knows about some hip-hop. Ram Kumar, Big C, my respects to you for live streaming even this match. Come on, man. We have to do this, man. We're community settings. Awar comes off. He's done absolutely nothing in this game. Barely noticed him. Who else are they taking off? Awar comes off. Cherky comes on. Tete comes on. Lacazette's coming off. Talisso's coming off. They're bringing some of their big boys off. Lacazette will be disappointed. He's been non-existent. Few Arsenal fans over there. I'm really surprised by how small the crowd is over there. I think it's a 17,000 stadium. And honestly, I'm not sure there's even 2,000 or 3,000 there. Stadium not even half full. People saying it's down to the expensive flights to Dubai at the moment. Apparently the prices are very high. So maybe that's a reason. All the inflation and stuff that's going off, people obviously got to be careful spending money at the moment. Big C, I hear Pierre Mertesacker might leave Arsenal for a top position at the German FA. I would love to see our under-21 coach take over for Mertesacker. Listen, yeah, I saw that report. He's been offered a good role there, so it'd be interesting whether he prefers being at a club or you know, being involved with an international setup. Arsenal on the attack. Great ball there. Just a bit too much on it. Lopez misses it. Ref doesn't give anything. Oh, Arsenal hit the side netting. Lopez clashed there. Marquinhos might feel he should have scored. I thought he was going to give a free kick there. You know, goalkeepers are usually protected. Lopez jumps up with Eddie. I mean, Eddie doesn't do anything wrong. Marquinhos, he should hit the target, really. Drags it into the side netting. The ball is bouncing, but he'll be disappointed not to have hit the target there, I would imagine. Kwesi said Marquinhos. So, I wouldn't say open goal, but should have hit the target. Shane said, would you take Mitrovic? I would at the right price. I think he's a bit of a beast. Pat said, just a reminder that Martinelli is Pele's godson. He's a natural born baller. Arsenal is extremely fortunate that we landed his signature. I never knew Martinelli and Pele. Didn't know there was any connection there at all. Hopefully Pele is on the mend. Obviously an absolute footballing icon. And I hear he is slightly on the mend. Yeah, honestly, I've never heard that story about him being Pele's godson. Never heard it. Man saying cap. I just typed it in to see. Just because I've never heard the story. Is Gabriel Martinelli related to Pele? Let's have a look. I have to bring these things up. I've got to know my facts here. He's not related to Pele. Supporters believe is the next. I mean, it might be. I'm not denying you, you know. Maybe you've seen an article. I can't see anything that says he is. It says some fans have called him the new Pele. But anyway, maybe you've seen an article. I can't find one. Man said time out for lying. Oh, Bav says it for a joke, and you've bought it hook, line, and sinker. Yeah. From what I'm seeing there, it just says Arsenal fans have called him the new Pele. I don't think he is actually his godson. So Bav's the start of the rumour, and you fell for it. It's borderline time out for being gullible, but I'll let you off. It's Arsenal, you know. We'll allow it. We keep it moving. People saying 3 minutes. R9 maybe, but not Pele. Cazorla is the best player to have played at the Emirates. The Invincibles don't count as they weren't there for long. It's a good debate. I would say that Alexis produced more, far more. I love Santi Cazorla. I think if you're talking about technical ability, he's one of the best players I've ever seen play for Arsenal. I don't say that easily either. His technical levels were unbelievable. The first touch, the ability to pass and shoot with both feet, the awareness. But he didn't do more than Alexis at Arsenal. I can't say that he did. Like Alexis was on another level for me. But I hear you. No, Ram Kumar, I was skeptical, you know. I was on Google straight away, you know. But Alexis is the guy, man. Come on. Santi didn't achieve at Arsenal what his ability levels were. His ability levels were world class. His performance levels were not at that same level because of injuries, not because of his talent. Arsenal making a whole heap of changes now. The young bucks are coming on. Wow, he's making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going to have to forgive me here. I don't know. So let me just tell you who's coming off. Tierney's off. Sambi's off. Eddie's off. Nelson's off. Odegaard's off. Cedric's off. Holding's off as well. I don't know how many that is. Probably 7 subs there. Gabriel's off as well. Pretty much everyone's coming off. Santi was next level to Ozil. Big C, unbelievable player. Man had defenders diving around with them fake shots. He was a joke. When I see this guy taking free kicks with his weaker foot, I said, nah, he's ridiculous. But you know, he didn't do more for the Gunners than Alexis, man. He was ridiculous. Imagine if we could get prime Alexis now, titles in the bag. Honestly, him at his best, you put him in Arsenal now, we could. The only thing I'd say with Alexis, changing room dynamics could go crazy. I heard he was quite unpopular at Arsenal. But yeah, in terms of talent, man's unreal. Fabregas, Cazorla and Sanchez, yeah, Cesc was a joke as well. Absolutely incredible player. Why does R9 love Gabriel Jesus so much? I don't see him talking about the other Brazil players. I think I read something that Gabriel Jesus, a lot of Brazilian players come from like poverty and difficulty, but I think where Jesus came from was real like hardship. And, you know, for him to make it to the level he made it at from there, I think that's why R9 is so... Like R9's written some big, long statement about Jesus and get well soon. Chance for Lyon. Oh, header goes just wide. Dembele. But yeah, listen, you know I love R9. So seeing R9 big up Jesus, I'm all for that. Half of these players that are on the pitch for Arsenal now, I actually don't know them. But listen, fair play to them. Young players making their way. It's great experience for them. This will be a lot of these guys. It'll be their debut. So it's yeah, we may be under the cosh a little bit now for this last 21 minutes. Wonder what happens with the penalties then. I'm sure you can't bring on your substitutes back to take penalties. So a lot of these youngsters are going to have to take penalties now. Disagree, Big C won 2 FA Cups. I swear Sanchez only won 1. Nah. No. Sanchez scored against Aston Villa, FA Cup final, the long-range banger, crossbarring in. He scored against Chelsea, didn't he? Scored against Chelsea, the volley, past Courtois. So I disagree back, Camo 7. But Sanchez was a better player, didn't do more because we were awful. Nah, he did do more, man. He didn't get like 29 goals in all competition one season. He was unbelievable, bruv. He was outrageous. That's the reason Man City were desperate to sign him. Man United gave him £500,000 a week. He had a 350 grand a week offer from China. Alexis was that guy, man. He was that guy. He's won 2 as well. Bam Bam said, just got in, Big C, how we've been playing. We played really, really well. We've just made 9 changes. We've basically got a youth team on the pitch now. But we played fantastic. Don't want to get carried away, but Lyon had a strong team out as well. Yeah, Mo7, the Chelsea final. Remember the volley? I think Ramsey was offside. He moved out the way. Sanchez volleyed it past Courtois. Sanchez was our top scorer for 2 seasons. He was unreal. Let me get his stats. I want to see his stats. What a player. Alexis Sanchez stats. Let's see. Even looked good the other week against Tottenham. I can't even lie. Oh, nah. He's different. He's built different. They don't build players. 2016-17, 24 goals and 10 assists. That's only in the league, by the way. He got another 3 in the Champions League. Oh, he's a joke. I think he got 30 goals that year. 29 or 30 goals. He's different. That brother's different, man. I'm telling you. What a player. First season, 16 league goals, 8 assists. First season. That's just in the league. This ain't even all comps. That brother was built different. Well, you want to see share screen? Yeah, all right, let me show you. This brother was built different, man. Alexis Sanchez, baby. Alexis, look at these numbers. What's going on here? Let me just get the screen now. He's 33 years of age now. Look at these numbers just in the league, people. Hine does well there. He's done really well, by the way. 16 goals, 8 assists. Man gets a lot of yellow cards as well. They had that feistiness about him. 24 goals, 10 assists. Our strikers don't get them numbers anymore. This guy playing left wing. He was played every game that season as well. No injuries. This was obviously the season he left. I remember the fans booing him that season. Our own fans were booing him because we knew he was going. He was built different, man. That brother was a machine, I'm telling you. They don't make him like him. Nah. Let's not diss the kids, man, Brian, man. Just let them. These man, buddy, got the day off school. You know what I mean? As long as they don't try not to concede, you've done all right. You know. Rastaman said, championship level. Who are we talking about? These young players. Sanchez with the 17 was a beast. Oh man, what a player. Who is like Alexis? There ain't many like him, is there? Them feisty wingers. Lyon on the attack. Shoot. Oh, just wide. We're getting peppered a little bit now. I can't lie. Hines had a really good game. Did he save that? I thought that was just... Unless it hit the defender. How on earth is that a corner? Didn't look like it hit anyone, but no VAR, so it is what it is. Sanchez won 2 Copa Americas. Come on, let the people know. We had this debate in the chat the other day. There was a Chelsea fan saying Prime Hazard, Prime Sanchez. I said Prime Sanchez. Prime Sanchez won the Copa America against when Messi was on fire as well. This guy was different. He was different. He went to Udinese, ripped it up. He was a beast in Italy. Got the move to Barca. did bits at Barca. You know, he just couldn't really hold down the place because apparently Messi didn't get on with him too much, said he was greedy. Went to Arsenal, ripped the Prem to bits. He failed at United, but he's a joke, mate. And trust me, Prime Hazard is serious. I'm not even going to cap. Prime Hazard had Coquelin doing a backflip. You know what I mean? He was serious. I'm not here to cap. But Prime Sanchez, that brother's different. Let me tell you, that brother is different. Don said, Curtis, I'm enjoying watching the HLNs play. I never watched them, get to know them. Yeah, listen, I think it's important for him to get this opportunity. A lot of these names, even I haven't really heard of. I don't go and watch the under-23s. I don't watch the under-21s. I see the odd highlight and hear the odd name. So it's a great opportunity for them. And listen, they're having a water break now. 16 minutes to go. Woo, it was Gabriel, header. Fabio Vieira, long-range bullet. Eddie and Ketty, a little... Oh, here he is. Here he is. Big him up, though. Big him up. Big him up. Big him up. Saeed in the building. Hey, man, listen, I always say, you know me, I'm a balanced individual. All right, I try and keep it balanced. Don't get too high when you do well. Don't get too low when your team's struggling. But, you know, I heard United were losing friendlies last night to 4th division teams from Spain or something. That's a rumour. I heard Wan-Bissaka was doing backflips on the pitch. You know what I mean? It's all mad. But listen, it is a friendly. But listen, you know what I mean? Twan Zabi, man, relax yourself. Relax. Big up, though. Big up. Hope you're well, bruv. Hope you're well. We definitely got to get a show done soon as well. But big up, Saeed. I'd love to have seen his reaction last night. I haven't seen it. But, yeah. Spanish 4th division. I'm not sure what league they are, actually. And what league are they actually in? Cadiz CF. It's an Andalusia. I don't know what league they're in. Are they in La Liga? I don't know what league they're in. But they're a small team anyway. Do you know what I mean? Twanzebe! Oh, they're in La Liga, yeah? All right, cool. I let them off. Lyon made a change. Rastaman goalkeeper's on. The Dread is on. Big Steve in the chat, apparently. Yo, Manchester. Hey, Manchester crew. Here he comes. Calm down, Curtis. Come on. Listen, Steve, let me tell you something, right? Let me take you back, right? Let me wind it back, right? You're living the high life now, Steve. Premier Leagues, League Cups. You got trophies falling out your pockets. When times are hard, you got to grab every victory you can get, right? Remember them days? You always used to talk about it, Grimsby. Well, we didn't quite fall to them depths, but we're going to take pre-season victories and run with it. Shamelessly as well. I won't even hide from it. Like, I'll take this. So, but yeah, big up the Manx in the chat. Stephen Saeed, one big club. And, yeah, cheers, Steve, for selling as an injury-prone striker as well, mate. Thanks a lot. Oh, I thought he was going to give a penalty there. He's given a free kick to Arsenal. Yeah, thanks for giving us an injury-prone Gabriel Jesus. Really appreciate that, mate. We'll see him in 3 months. But big up. Half the City fan base in the chat. Oh, don't wind him up, you know. Don't wind him up. Steve walked in and caught a stray. Man U and Man City uniting against Arsenal. Yeah, we did well first half. And listen, you know me, I don't get carried away. I said before the game, if we win or lose this game, I'm more looking at performances from the fringe players because some of these Donnies are going to have to play at some stage for Arsenal. So I've liked Fabio Vieira's performance today. Eddie got a goal for confidence. You know, do I think he's the answer? No. I hope Arsenal don't get carried away and think, oh, Eddie scored, so I don't need to sign anyone. You still got to go and bag a striker. Jeff Rene Adelaide's done what? Yo, Arteta doing a mad first touch there. The ball's going out. Hines had a good game in goal as well. Mark said, we're coming for you, Big Steve. We're coming for you. If Gabriel Jesus was fit, I would have sang that loud at him, you know, Mark. He would have left the stream with me shouting that at him. But with Eddie up front, you know, like I said the other day, my hopes and dreams of the title have sort of vanished. You know, as long as I hear Champions League music, I'm happy. But you never know. Also on the attack, Young Buck there shoots wide. I'm just calling him Young Bucks. I ain't talking about the... Oh, it was Waneri, the 15-year-old. Bring it on, lads. Listen, we'll see you on the 15th. What is it, 15th? Day after Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day massacre at the Emirates we're hoping for. But if Eddie's up front, maybe not. Pat said, my 3 minutes are up. Mad apologies for the Martinelli cap. I honestly believe that. There was chatter about that in a YouTube video. Listen, Pat, don't believe everything you hear on YouTube. Don't believe everything, yeah? Make sure you get on Google and double check. Oh, here he is. See, Steve loves the justification. I told you a lot about Arteta. I told you. It's easy to say that, mate, when you're lifting the title, when you're in the Champions League final. it's easy. I thought you were saying it on purpose, you know, to keep us down there suffering, you know. He kept saying it, stick with Arteta. I'm like, yeah, but we just finished 8th. But listen, the Cone Man, I don't call him Pep's Cone Man anymore. I have to, you know, I call him Pep's Water Boy now. You know, he fills up the bottles for the City players. But no, he's definitely, listen, he's improved a lot. Yeah, I may have called him a Cone Man once or twice, but we finished 8th. I was in pain. What do you expect? We threw 4th away to Tottenham. That's real pain. All is forgiven, Pat. Just no more cap from now on. He's our Coney. Yeah, he's our Coney now. He's not Pep's Cone Man. He's our Cone Man now, you know. I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong, but in my heart, Martinelli will always be Pele's godson. I can't believe Pat literally fell for that one. Hook, line, and sinker as well, innit? Don't believe everything you hear on YouTube, people. You got to double check. Get on Google and make sure. Ivan Coney said, hello, Big City. Yeah, I mean, again, I would be shameless with it, but because Eddie's up top, I can't say much. I'm going to be quiet. All my title talk is going silent until I see what happens in that January window. If we make a big signing, then the shamelessness is coming all the way back. I think when you look at it, what worries me a little bit is that you look at Man City now, is that you look at their front three, you've got, say, for example, Haaland hasn't gone to the World Cup. Mahrez hasn't gone to the World Cup. Okay, Grealish is there, but ain't hardly kicked a ball. Foden's played. He's probably the only one. Spain are out, so Rodri's back. Gundogan's out with Germany. Bernardo's still there with Ruben Diaz, Cancelo. So there are a few. Their defence is quite stretched, actually. Pretty much the whole defence is there. But I'm just thinking in their attack, a lot of their players are not really at the World Cup or not playing that much. Our whole front three is at the World Cup, and one of them's got injured. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Arteta needs to cut out the rubbish and play Martinelli as a striker. Listen, I would like to see that, but he hasn't done it often, has he? He hasn't really. When have we ever really seen Martinelli go up front in a game? He doesn't really do it that often. So maybe in his mind, he doesn't think he is a striker. I remember seeing an article on Arsene Wenger one time where he was talking about Theo Walcott, and he said the reason he didn't play him up front was because when you play out wide, you tend to get in 1v1 situations more against the fullback than you do when you play up front when you might have two centre-backs. I think when Martinelli's 1v1, he'll destroy you. He's destroyed Cancelo. He's destroyed Trent. He's ripped up a lot of fullbacks, let's be honest, when he gets 1v1. So, is he going to play him up top? I'm not sure. I think he'll leave him on the left, and I think he'll play Eddie up top, and I think we'll sign a winger. But I could be wrong. Could be totally wrong. And Jay Dime, this is what Kev has regularly said about Martinelli. How good is he with his back to goal? When you play out wide, a lot of the time you're facing forward. Where up front, you may have to hold the ball up, win flick-ons, all of that kind of stuff. Is Ederson better than Alisson, said Austin. For me, I don't think he is. I think Ederson, with the ball at his feet, possibly the best ball-playing goalkeeper, which is part of the modern game. You know, it can't be denied. We never spoke about that 10 years ago. But I think Alisson for me is probably the best goalkeeper in the world. I got to be honest. I think he's the best in the world. Courtois, Ederson. There are a few who we could definitely have a discussion. I think Alisson's unbelievable. He's so quick. He catches shots that other goalkeepers, you know, tip away. I think Alisson's unbelievable, which is why he's won everything at Liverpool. Anthony said Alisson is the best in the world, along with Courtois. Osman said Alisson's the best in the world, has been for years. Alisson's clear, said Ish. MO7 said he's the best in the world. Big facts. Lyon on the attack. 6 minutes to go. I'd love us to keep a clean sheet. Ball whipped in, goes all the way across. Is that going to go out? No, they've kept it in. The young players are doing all right. Listen, we haven't got forward much, but I like them to hang on to the clean sheet. Man said not Renarsson. He wouldn't get in the AFTV team. He's horrendous, mate. I think he's still on loan, so he'll probably pop up again pre-season. South London's fine. Alisson has shown in the last two seasons he's a level or two above Ederson. I mean, it's close, but yeah, I hear what you're saying. I think he's better. One of the young bucks giving it away there. Lyon on the attack. Could be in. Chance. Good tackle. One of the other young bucks makes a last-ditch tackle. I don't know who it is. I couldn't tell you. I think the only recognisable outfield player we got left on the pitch is Marquinhos. The rest have all come off. Great tackle there, last-ditch. The first centre-back got done. This is like Pro Evo back in the day, you know, and you ain't got the real names on the screen. I don't know who they are. Castello, was it? ISS Pro days. Header there, saved by Hein. Heinz had a really good game, by the way. Uncalled for. No lies, though, bro. Sienna said, Big C, you are the best guy. Keep it up, sir. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Young Buck FC, man, I'm telling you. Bare Young Bucks in the team. I don't know half their names. M. Barron said, Zaha on the left, Martinelli in the middle, Saka on the right. Scary front three. Oh, I would love to see that front three. You know me. You know I've wanted Zaha at Arsenal for a long time. Come on. Can the youngsters get a goal? We're on the attack here. Ball out wide. Ball whipped into the back post. Can we get a goal? Oh, headed wide. Headed wide. Another young buck heads it wide. He said Zaha can play as a 9. Exactly. Yeah, and he can play up front. Shane said, Big C, would you take Ramos after his hat-trick with Portugal? I mean, it depends on the price. You know, he's got 100 million release clause. They're going to ask for big, big money for him. I haven't seen enough to be able to say I would pay real big money for him. He did look good, and the way he finished those chances, there's definitely a player there. And you look at his goal record for Benfica this season, he's definitely a talent. It's just if you're talking about 100 million, I haven't seen enough to be paying that. That Alisson header to get them into 4th was historic. That was mad. Was it West Brom away? James said, big up Curtis from Berlin. Hope you're well, mate. Big up the C unit. Big up yourself, bro, over there in Germany. Castillo equals R9. ISS settings. Them good old days, man. Young Buck 1 passes to Young Buck 2. That's where we're at right now. Hein and Marquinhos is about all I've got for you. Everyone else, it's just one of the Young Bucks. I don't know who. Hines had a really good game. Hope he keeps a clean sheet because he made his debut against Brighton in the Carabao Cup. Obviously conceded 3, gave away a penalty. I thought his confidence is going to be really low. But this will really give him a boost if he keeps a clean sheet. He's played well. Have you been watching Saka's spelling episodes? I've seen them on Twitter. I'm not on TikTok, but they're brilliant. They are so funny. Ain't it funny how like none of the England players can spell? That was funny, I can't lie. It's like watching the dots on the dot along. We don't know who anyone is. I don't think Benfica will sell any players soon. Maybe in the summer. We would have to pay big money, yeah. Oh, shot there. High and wide. Young Buck. 12. 10. One of them. Bob Balding. Listen, every Arsenal player played decent today, really. Pat said, Curtis Shaw equals Arsenal fact check settings. With you and the community's help, we can sort out the truth. There you go. We can sort it out, people. We can sort it out. But in particular, the first half, for me, Fabio Vieira, Reece Nelson and Odegaard were standout players for me in that first half. Thought they all did really well. Well, we got 1,600 in here. Brilliant, brilliant support. Really appreciate it. Bloom said, not sure about Martinelli as a 9. He's better running off the flank. Such quick wingers only play 9 in counter-attacking systems. That's a good point. Good point. Listen, with his back to goal, with not as much space to run into, maybe he won't be as effective. I just think it's something I would like to see tried out and to see if it was a possibility, you know. Sports Genius, Big C, we don't need anyone in January. The second team is playing well. Listen, you know, bro. You know how this goes. Pre-season, mid-season, whatever you want to call it. Tottenham away, Man United, Chelsea, Man City. You know, we're not going to beat them with El Neni and Lokonga in midfield and Holding and Eddie and all of that. You know, as much as I've enjoyed this performance, it's a lot different when the pressure's on. You know, we all know that. That's borderline timeout. You know, you really, you know, that's. I think Sports Genius is trolling us there. I really do, and he's been in the comments for a long time. So big him up. I feel like he's trolling us. Is there a stat for Solargard? Do we know for sure he plays better in the sun? We know it. He's in Dubai. He's balling. You know what I mean? You do the maths. When the sun's out, he starts balling. Is that a Saka? Is that a Wenger burner account? It could be. Big C, is it true you're unbeatable on FIFA? Do you know what? I probably would have said it a few years ago on FIFA. As we all do. We all think we're world beaters on FIFA. But this year, I haven't really played this FIFA too much. So I can't say I'm unbeatable. I can't. I haven't really got into this FIFA. So I'm not going to run around talking smack too much as I would usually. Would you take Luis Enrique for Arteta? Nah, man, we're working out of problems, Arteta. I told you. We had some real problems, Arteta. You know what I mean? But we're working through them. Luis Enrique, man, just been sacked by Spain. I don't want nothing to do with him. He's doing Twitch streams and that, getting sacked. I don't want nothing to do with him. Full-time whistle goes, people. Full-time whistle goes. Arsenal 3. Olympique Lyonnais 0. Brilliant result for Arsenal, that. I'm so glad that the young players managed to keep a clean sheet as well. Big up Hein in goal for keeping a clean sheet. Fair play to him. I'm assuming this goes to penalties, right? Quick penalty shootout for the Young Bucks, and then we'll round up. You get an extra point if you win a penalty shootout, which is, you know, very pre-season friendly-ish, really. Crazy rule, but, you know, a bit of added excitement at the end of a competition. Olympic mayonnaise, I'm telling you. Olympic mayonnaise settings for real, man. Yeah, watch-alongs tomorrow, people. Watch-alongs tomorrow. I'll probably do both. Do both games. Why not? We're in the quarterfinal now, so I'm probably going to do every game now, if possible, as long as my schedule allows it. But Olympic mayonnaise is a banger. The Dubai Super Cup is coming home. I tell you what, I'd love to see Hein save a couple of penalties here and really give his confidence even more of a boost. Yeah, I don't mind a penalty shootout. I know it's a crazy rule, but it's a glorified pre-season friendly. No, listen, Liolo. Listen, we are where we are. If I was to turn around now and say, I still don't want Arteta, then that's just me being... That's like me saying I've got a personal issue with him, and no matter what the guy does, I don't want him. I've said many times, I'm more than prepared to hold my hands up when I'm wrong. 100%. When we signed Ramsdale, I was having a meltdown. Now he's in the England squad, looks quality. Mikel Arteta at the moment, right now as we are right now, is performing at a top level this season. I'm more than happy for that to continue, and I'll hold my hands up. I told you, we'll eat waffles on stream, people. Waffle settings, people. Happily as well. Waffles and syrup. So no, I wouldn't want him to get sacked. Not at all. Continue doing what you're doing. But make sure you do keep doing what you're doing. Austin said, see you tomorrow. You're ducking out before the penalties, yeah? Penalty shootout, man. You can't be running off before the penalty shootout. You're going to have to forgive me here with the names. You'll be wrong about Eddie too. Listen, I honestly hope I am. I hope I am. I hope I'm totally wrong about Eddie Nketiah. I hope he bangs in 10, 12 goals in this couple of months, and I'm sitting here going, I got it wrong. Do I think I will be? Not really. But I hope I am. Penalty shootout about to get underway. Here we go. Not going to be as enthralling as the penalty shootouts in the Premier League, but we'll do what we do. I said, no, never. Eddie is washed up, said Khalid. Eddie hype. Hein has had a good game, 2 bad games, 1 good. He's making a comeback. Yeah. Facts, Big C, I wanted Arteta gone for 2 whole years. He's fully turned me around, convinced me he's legit, and I'm glad he has. Was never personal or agenda. And that's it. 100%. I totally agree with everything you've said there. And I used to say this. People used to say, I say, bro, I don't hate Arteta. I hate what he's producing at Arsenal at the moment. Arsenal should never end up 8th in the Premier League. But he's turning it around right now. So long may it continue. Lokonga was all right. He was all right. Played a few decent passes. He was quiet, but, he played all right. He was tidy. We all want to be wrong about Beverly Hills Cup. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. Marquinhos. First penalty for Arsenal. Marquinhos. Left foot. Short run up. Come on. Get on with it. What are we waiting for here? Good penalty there, Marquinhos. Lovely penalty. Come on, Hein, lad. What can you do? Can he save a couple penalties here? Lead us to victory. Give us the extra point. Good penalty there by Marquinhos. Great composure. Drills it into the bottom corner. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. First penalty for Lyon. Penalty shootout, Alvin. At the end of this competition, every game finishes with a penalty shootout. You get an extra point if you win the penalty shootout. Nick said he's got no faith in Eddie or Lokonga. They're simply not good enough. Yeah, only time will tell. Jeff Rene Adelaide, former Arsenal player, up against Hein. I remember when Adelaide was in our squad, I thought he was going to be a top talent. Slow run up. Hein saves it! Get in there, lad. Heinz beans on toast. Heinz ketchup with the save. Jeff Rene Adelaide. It was an inside job, people. Former Gooner. He said, listen, lad, I'm going that way. Once a Gooner, always a Gooner. Good save by Hein. He's really had a good game today. He sort of telegraphed that he was going to whip it. Keeper's right, bottom corner. Great save by Hein. Excellent. Heinz beans, people. Second penalty for Arsenal. Young Buck. Who's this? I think this is Smith. Is this Matt Smith? I'm sure it's Matt Smith taking the next penalty. Arsenal lead 1-0. We're on our way, people. Let's go. Come on, Smith, lad. Here we go. Second penalty for Arsenal. I think this is Matt Smith. And he scores. Good penalty. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. And Arsenal lead by 2-1. I tell you what, even though we're looking at this as a mid-season competition, if you're a young player, you're trying to make an impression, you're trying to find your way into the game, you're not going to want to miss the penalty. They're going to feel under pressure taking these penalties. I said, Dubai Cup winners, you'll never sing that. Listen, there's a long way to go. I can't lie. We've obviously Liverpool have got to play Lyon and AC Milan as well. And they've got a strong squad over here, Liverpool. With likes of Thiago, Firmino, Gomez, Matip. A lot of their players are there. Second penalty for Lyon. I think this is Mendes with the blonde hair. Second penalty. Here we go. Second penalty for Lyon. They missed their first one. Can Hein make another save? Long walk. Doing a little Neymar run up here. It's a good penalty. Really good penalty. Sends Hein the wrong way. Bug said, Big C just locked in, who played well for us. For me, the biggest, I felt, Odegaard, Vieira and Nelson for me. They're the three that stood out. Eddie took his goal well. In terms of the whole performance, I thought those three were our standout players. Defence was all solid. Didn't really get tested. Heinz done really well in goal. Heinz make mayonnaise as well. Ketchup, beans, whatever you need, people. Heinz had a good game. Arsenal lead 2-1. We've scored both of our penalties. Lyon have scored one and missed one. This could make it 3-1 to Arsenal. Arsenal's third penalty. Here we go. Very short run up. Oh, my God. Who has just done that? He's tried to chip it down the middle. The keeper has stood there and just caught it. Like, what? Nah, bro. Nah. Young Buck, what's going on, bro? What's going on? He's tried to Panenka it. He's thought, listen, I'm going to get myself into this Arsenal first team. The goalkeeper has literally stood down the middle and just caught it and said, what are you doing? Wow. If you Panenka and you miss, that's wild. Like, that's actually wild. If Lyon score this, we're back level. Time out for that young buck. Wow, that's mad confidence, but it can't go wrong. Here come Lyon. Saved by Hines! Let's get the ketchup and beans out, people. Saved by Hines again. Brilliant. Yeah, he got caught up. He seen Hakimi the other day, man, and thought, I'm doing that. Yo, Hines again, people. This time goes the other way and saves it. Great save. It's a lovely save. And the fourth penalty for Arsenal. Always rated high. And yeah, listen, I might have been, But I did say young player, you've got to give him time, Why penalties? We already won. Little thing for the competition, innit? Extra excitement or whatever. In hindsight, I like that one, Wasim. Arsenal with another penalty. Could go 3-1 up here. Fourth penalty for Arsenal. Whatever you do, don't chip it down the middle. Here we go. Saved by the goalkeeper. And another 2 missed penalties in a row for Arsenal. Tries to open up his body. Keeper's right, and he saves it. See what I mean? He'll be devastated with that. The youngster. Probably his first opportunity in the first team. It's a poor penalty. He telegraphed it again. His body shape looked like he was going that way. Man said the Dread is killing it. The Dread man's doing bits in goal for Lyon, I can't lie. DV say you could make a meaningless penalty shootout sound exciting. We're trying, man. We're trying. Here come Lyon again. So if Lyon score this, they're back level. Penalty for Lyon. Can Hein make another save? Here we go. Slow run up. He walks up. Saved by Hein again. Oh, it's beans. It's ketchup. It's mayo. It's Heinz. Brilliant save to his right this time. Big Heine, 3 penalty saves in a row. Different sides each time. Great save. One to the right, then to the left, then back to the right. Big up man like Hein, Estonia's finest. And if Arsenal score this penalty, we win the first game. Man's sticking his tongue out and everything. Man's getting... Here we go. Who's taking this one? If Arsenal score this penalty, they get the extra point. Obviously, we've already won the game 3-0, but the extra point, what they do in this. Here we go. The youngster. Young Buck. I don't know his name. Apologies. Here we go. Just finish and we win, man. We're done. We've seen enough. He's doing the mad run-up. I don't like the run-up. He's missed it! Oh, my days. That was so high. It's probably just landed on the top of the Burj Khalifa. Terrible penalty. Just hit the target, bro. When you've got a win, you just hit the target. Just smash it on target. The run-up was wrong. Oh, it's horrendous. It's absolutely horrendous, that penalty. Oh, dear. I feel for him. The Young Bucks had an absolute stinker there. It's a good job Hines saving all these penalties because, boy, we'd have lost this penalty shootout. So we go again. If Lyon missed this penalty, we have still won the penalties. If not, we have to go around again. Arsenal winning 2-1. Last penalty for Lyon. Lyon have to score. Thomas Partey would be proud. Very short run up. Come on, Hein, lad. Slow run up. He chips it down the middle, and Hein has saved it. 4 penalty saves. He tries the Panenka, and Arsenal are well on their way to being Dubai Cup winners, people. An epic victory, penalty shootout win, and also a victory in the game. That Panenka was even worse than the one that the Arsenal player did, to be honest. So Arsenal get the victory. I am out of here. Got a few things to do tonight. So thank you very much to everyone tuning in. 1,700 of you in the chat. Hein is the hero, people. Hein is the hero. Arsenal won 3-0. And they won the penalty shootout 2-1. 4 penalties saved by Cole Hein, who I think we can safely say man of the match. Beans on toast, ketchup and mayo. Hein's settings, people. Thank you very much for tuning in. Tomorrow, we're going to be back with World Cup watch-alongs. Both games. Tune in for them. Going to be epic. Quarterfinals stage now. It's serious. So tune in tomorrow. Like this video on your way out. Thank you very much for all your support. As always, enjoy the rest of your day. And I will see you all tomorrow, people. Bless.